This is Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights, presented by the Gomez Law Firm.
You are looking live at Ferris Stadium on San Antonio's north side. We're kicking off a new season of high school football, the 16th season of Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights. And what a rivalry. It's Brandeis and O'Connor to get it all started. Good evening, everybody. I'm Don Harris, as always, with my broadcast partner, Chuck Mikatinik. Chuck, we know for the last decade or more, I guess since 2008 when Brandeis opened, this is as good as it gets when it comes to rivalries.
If you're going to have an opening night for TNL, it may as well be this ball game, right? You've got two schools that are separated by 4.1 miles. Some of these kids went to middle school together. Don, some of these kids actually started their career at one school and are now at the other. Both of these teams looking to get past what happened last year to move on. It's a fresh slate, and it's going to be a heck of a ball game tonight.
And the fans are fired up. You can hear them outside the gates waiting to get in. And when we talk about the Brandeis Broncos, they've got some returning guys, and this is one of them, a big-time playmaker in Jalen Baker.
Yeah, they've got some really good receivers. I almost feel like this is a career achievement award for Jalen Baker. 3-year letterman, and the one thing you remember about last year's Broncos team is this guy. You can play him outside, you can play him inside, he can get vertical on you. This guy's been a playmaker for these Broncos since he stepped onto the campus. Looking for a big year out of him now that he's a senior.
If you're an O'Connor fan, you may be familiar with Eric Castillo, all-district performer, but they've moved him from the offensive line to the defensive line where he will anchor the front four.
So they've got an interesting conundrum going on at O'Connor right now. They feel like the strength of their ball club is offensive line. Well, this guy was one of the best offensive linemen in the league last year, but they feel like his nasty is going to translate right there in the middle of that D-line. I'm really looking forward to seeing what kind of year Eric Castillo is going to have, especially now that he's making a position switch. But this guy's a heck of a football player. I expect him to be absolutely elite this year.
Man, the excitement is real, y'all. Football season is here. When we come back, it's our Gomez Law Firm Keys to the Game. Thursday Night Lights, just minutes away from kickoff.
You're watching Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights, presented by the Gomez Law Firm.
Closing in on kickoff here at Ferris Stadium. Right now it's time for our Gomez Law Firm Keys to the Game. First up, the keys for Coach Kimmy Lewis in his first year with those Brandeis Broncos.
Yeah, he's walking into a really good situation. Don, Kimmy said this is his dream job, and so what he wants to do first and foremost is take advantage of the experience he's been afforded. He's got 8 returners coming back on offense, 8 on defense. When you're playing O'Connor, you better be ready for anything when you go up against David Molesky, and a guy that likes to play chess, so got to be on point pretty much from start to finish. And then basically it's game one. Keep it simple. Do what you do best and don't go into business for yourself.
Here's what Coach Kimmy Lewis told us earlier in the week.
We just got to make sure that we focus on the game itself and do the right thing. So we're not going to make this game bigger than what it is. It's going to be big for the community. But for us, just focus on the fine details and what we've been practicing, focus on our training.
Meanwhile, for the O'Connor Panthers, Coach David Molesky, he's a longtime veteran, and he's got a young squad.
Yeah, and you know, if you talk to David Molesky for one of these games every year, it's pretty much the same things. He doesn't want any turnovers, he doesn't want any penalties, and he wants to capitalize on the opportunities his team is afforded when they can create some. So I'm going to add one more. Be great on special teams, because that is a Molesky staple, especially early in the season.
Here's Coach David Molesky.
Our ultimate deal is when we start district play, being ready. And you know, our first 2 games are called non-district because they don't have any relevance in terms of getting into the playoffs. However, they have everything to do with helping us get there. And it's a, you know, we're going to be playing 2 really good teams. And so it's going to give us a good barometer of where we are as a team and the things that we need to continue to get better at, and then also building on what we do well.
All right, when we come back, it's our national anthem. Kickoff closing in even closer here on week 1 of Thursday Night Lights.
Tonight's broadcast of Thursday Night Lights is sponsored by Taco Cabana, the Gomez Law Firm, Beluga Air, Centro Med, Enroll SA, San Antonio Sports, Valero, San Antonio Zoo, County-Wide Service Company, Christus Children's, ACNowSA.com, Rhino Roofers, San Antonio Ready to Work, Air and Plumbing Today, Living Way Church, San Antonio Metropolitan Health District, Premier Pros, IBEW, Vietnam Army Grunt Museum, and Monarch Trophy Studio.
All right, let's get it going. The fans are packing the stands. It's time for our national anthem. Let's turn it over to the public address announcer, Lou Calusa.
Serving in our armed forces and who have served in our armed forces in our country and around the world. Our national anthem tonight will be played by the Sandra Day O'Connor Panther High School Marching Band under the direction of Alfonso Alvarado.
Coverage of tonight's national anthem is sponsored by the Vietnam Army Grunt Museum. Game Time Weather is sponsored by Air and Plumbing Today.
All right, it is time for our Air and Plumbing Today Game Time Weather. It is 93 degrees in the shade. It's pretty nice out there with the wind blowing east-southeast at 7 miles an hour. And the O'Connor Panthers will kick off to the Brandeis Broncos, so Brandeis will have the ball first. And our first half kickoff brought to you by Rhino Roofers as you take a look at Kimmy Lewis in his first year there at Brandeis. And Chuck, he's an interesting story, coming over late from Harlan, brought a number of the Harlan assistants with him to Brandeis, an experienced coach, and as you said, he's inherited a nice squad.
He has, and then you look at David Molesky, you know, Don, both of these coaches, both of these programs trying to turn the page on last year. Both teams just besieged by injuries last season. For Molesky and his crew, Don, by week 3, they were down 8 starters. Both of these programs lost their quarterback last year. These are prideful programs, and I expect them to both do great things this year. Let's kick it off.
Lane Rigby with the kickoff goes out of bounds. That'll be a penalty. Rigby, by the way, we will see him tonight for O'Connor, one of the best kickers in the country. A highly recruited young man, and the Broncos without an opportunity to return, and it looks like they've decided to make him kick it again. So Rigby had a 49-yarder, a TNL record during his career. And Chuck, they said during the spring game he kicked one, 55, 57?
Yeah, it was in the 50s, that's for sure, and he's definitely got a leg. Make him kick it again. That's cool. We get to watch him do it again.
The number 1 ranked kicker in the state of Texas, number 14 in the country. And back to receive for the Broncos is Ian Luna, and that is Darren Hall you're looking at right there. So they'll back it up to the 35.
Both of these teams with the eyeball test, very large football players. These teams are huge.
There's a big kick from Rigby, backing him up halfway into the end zone. It's Hall bringing it out, and he's got some room. Watch out. Darren Hall across the 40. One man to beat, and he did not beat him. The O'Connor Panthers' Chris Esparza saves a touchdown, but it's great field position for the Broncos on their first possession.
Yeah, I get a big explosive here to start the game. Opening kick, 7 sees a seam, and one man to beat, but what a great return. Great setup blocking, and just like that, the Broncos are going to start their season on the other team's side of the field.
Right at midfield, they will spot it, and here comes Trey Pepito, the senior quarterback, 5'10", 145, not a big guy, but he is quick, he's experienced, and he's the captain of this squad. Had some injury issues last year, but looking forward to a senior season injury-free. It's our San Antonio Zoo first down, and on first down, he hands off to the running back. A nice pickup down the sidelines, breaking free all the way inside the red zone, and that is Noah Logston, the senior running back. 2 huge plays for the Broncos.
Indeed, just little busted outside and then start busting over people does Noah Logston. This kid coming off a season where he was averaging about 4.5 per carry. That's a good start for him.
Pepito keeps. He's brought down after a nice gain of about 4 or 5. Haven't even had time to set the starting lineups because the Broncos are on the move. Here's a look at that lineup. Christopher Valenzuela, the big senior captain, anchors the offensive line. Brennan Williams, big left tackle as well. And then their explosive player is Jalen J.B. Baker. We told you about him in the pregame. Their top receiver, who's got an offer already from Murray State.
So you got a timeout on the field. And Don, we were talking to David Molesky before the game, and he said, this rivalry, opening night, got a lot of new guys on this O'Connor football team seeing the lights for the first time. He goes, it's going to be like an explosion goes off when these two teams hit that opening play. The biggest key tonight will be who's going to sustain that level of intensity for the longest. And he says, as a coach, it's probably the hardest thing you can try to teach a kid is intensity at any level of football. You're going to teach them the X's and O's, how to do the right things and how to train and all that other stuff. But when you dial it up and you get under the lights, who's going to be the nastiest for the longest? And he feels like that's going to be a huge factor tonight.
Well, that a Molesky coach team will be intense and they will play hard. The issue he's got tonight is inexperience, and they've been punched in the mouth here on the first 2 plays from scrimmage. So it'll be second down and about 3. They will scrimmage from the 13, and here's Pepito with Logston back next to him. Pepito kicks, wants the corner, has it. Nice edge coming up to make the tackle for the Panthers, and that is Caden Vashnani. And he saw that one coming his way, and he embraced it. Ethan Soto, the safety, is also a very highly regarded player. But of course, as we talked about in the pregame, it all starts with Eric Castillo up front. It's a first down, and Pepito is wrangled. I thought he may have lost the ball. He did not, and a good tackle there coming up from the safety position. Ethan Soto and Jason Ask. So it's second and goal as O'Connor's defense settling in here. 2 good tackles on the last 2 plays.
Yeah, indeed, getting a little stiff there in the middle. That's what you got to do here. Let's see what they got here as they try to keep the Broncos from out of the end zone.
Second and goal, they're going to throw it. Quick slant route. It's broken up and incomplete. A little low for the intended receiver. That was Christopher Pender who he threw it to.
Yeah, O'Connor all over that. And they had the safety coming over the top. Corner catches the inside route. Look at that. Tough to squeeze that one in.
Nice play by Jason Ask. And that'll set up 3rd down and goal. So after an explosive kickoff return and first play from scrimmage, O'Connor could perhaps get off the field with a couple of more nice plays. Little jet sweep, fake reverse. Here's Baker. He's got the corner. He's got the touchdown. Jalen J.B. Baker gets on the board first, and Brandeis is on top.
Well, O'Connor had a guy there, and he was really kicking himself for not making the play, but Jalen Baker's a heck of a football player. I mean, one man to beat, and then that was it. Really tough angle, too, with Baker getting outside, and once he got an inch, he was going to take a mile.
That's coming back.
Say what?
It's coming back, late flag, and Gerald Green, familiar face on Thursday Night Lights, making the call. It'll back him up to the 11-yard line. Did not see what the call was, but they'll replay 3rd and goal, blank out the scoreboard, and it'll be 3rd and goal from the 11. All right, so let's see what Brandeis has to draw up here, and instead they'll take a timeout, and we will take it with them. All right, interesting call, 3rd and goal from the 11 when we come back. Boy, it is a full house here at Ferris Stadium. The stands are absolutely packed on both sides. When we heard sellout, kind of a little skeptical, because high school football these days, you don't normally see the stands full, and it is full on both sides. Again, much credit to this rivalry here in San Antonio. And so far, exciting times. Setting up a 3rd and goal from the 11.
Yeah, got a big play early, don't we?
Yeah, and a new quarterback in. That's Matthew McClennan, the junior, who'll take this snap. And he looks and fires, and he throws to Pepito, the other quarterback. Not going to get there inside the 10, down to about the 8. And let's see what they decide to do here on 4th down. Looks like they're going to run out the kick team. And that'll be Ryan Villasenor, the senior, who was 34 of 36 on extra points a year ago, only 2 of 7 on field goals, but this is about an extra point variety. It's a 25-yarder. Snap a little high, but it may have been blocked right at the line of scrimmage, and it may have been Castillo.
This is Fink, number 7. Who got a mid on that? Fink got a mulligan. If he blocked it, he's the happiest guy in town. O'Connor, man, how about that? Taking some serious punches on this first drive, but
off the edge.
Yeah, looks like somebody came off the edge. That's right. Was that 20?
Yes, sir. And that is Brandon Martinez.
Very nice.
Who might be the fastest guy on the field. No wonder he got in there so quickly. He lines up at running back now for the Panthers. And he's got the football. And he's been tackled behind the line of scrimmage. Good play coming up from the linebacking position is Tyler Romney. All-district player from a year ago. Also a 4.0 GPA.
So,
8 tackles for loss last season, and he's got 1 tonight.
Yeah, Kimmy Lewis likes his defensive line, too. Those are some big dudes that can move.
Jake Garza's the quarterback. He hands to Martinez. You're not going to catch him if he breaks free, and he's still on his feet across midfield down to about the 47-yard line. He's a track star, regional 100-meter finalist a year ago.
Yeah, just find a crease and let him zip. He starts playing bully ball at the end of this thing. Get off me.
He's the one who blocked the field goal attempt. And it's a San Antonio Zoo first down for the Panthers. Again, it's Jake Garza, the junior quarterback, who wants to throw here, wanted to heave it, thought better, and runs. And he's going to get 15 extra, as there was a late hit coming up there by the Bronco defense. Jacob Gomez and Ian McKinnon both got there. One of them got him late. So they'll mark that off, and now all of a sudden O'Connor will have good field position here on their first drive.
Yeah,
So
it's an interesting ball game, right, Don? I mean, Brandeis gets the opening kick, do a great job with the return, then it was bam, bam, bam on the run. They get down there, and then all of a sudden they get turned away. O'Connor stiffens up on defense, and then here they are marching down the field with their first time at the pill.
San Antonio Zoo first down, little jet sweep, turning it inside and gaining about 4 on the play is number 4, Chris Esparza. As we take a look at the O'Connor starting lineup, center Joe Hernandez is the anchor up front. He had 8 starts for this team last year. We told you it's a very young team. Brandon Martinez, the big play threat with his speed. We might see Jace Heiser, a backup quarterback, and Riley Eason, number 1, is the favorite target of Jake Garza. He too is capable of making big plays, as there's a flag down, and Gerald Green will explain.
Personal foul, blindside block, offense, number 20, 15-yard penalty, first down.
That's a couple of personal fouls. That one on Martinez on the blindside block, so they'll back him back up to the Brandeis 40-yard line, and it'll be first and a mile.
Yeah, you put yourself behind the chains seriously after that penalty.
The head linesman blowing the whistle to make sure they get the spot right.
Correction, 23 at the 41.
So it's first down and 23. Here's Martinez trying to get outside. Gets the corner, but coming up to make the tackle is number 22 for those Brandeis Broncos. That's Jamley Austin, the senior. He's part of that defensive line or defensive outfit that's led by Deron Hall, the senior free safety who has committed to Fordham. He's an all-district performer last year. He's the captain. Ian Luna, also an all-district player. The safeties are where their strength is. 2nd and 17. Garza on a boot. Fires, and it's caught. Nice completion over the middle. He waited for that play to develop and hit Zach Godby, the team captain, and the tight end.
Yeah, Zach Godby gets some college looks too. This guy's as good a tight end as there is in the entire area. Good job this week too, speaking in front of the camera as we take a look at some of his accolades.
IBEW player profile, all district tight end, 2-year starter, and another guy with a 4.0 GPA. It's third down and about 5, and there's some movement up front. This might be a free play as Garza chunks it towards the end zone, and it's going to be offsides against Brandeis, and that's going to put him real close to the first down.
Really good play there. You know, you got the flags flying and all that. There's a tendency to kind of watch what's going on up front, but Kai Luna from Brandeis doing a really nice job staying with his receiver and running him right up the sideline.
He said third down, but I guess that's going to move the chains, so it'll be first down. San Antonio Zoo first down right there at the 17-yard line. And the Panthers are on the move. Here's Garza in the shotgun to Martinez. Good penetration up front, 48. Dion Edwards making the play. He was the first one there along with Jacob Gomez, and good penetration there by the Bronco defensive front.
Yeah, it looked like a page out of the old Orange Crush, right? Let's say Code Orange, giving it up with the new heavy metal band that's out. But man, a bunch of guys getting through, penetrating, and gang tackling.
Inside the Central Med red zone, will fake to Martinez and throws the slant, and I tell you what, I do not blame Riley Eason because he saw coming at him, and that just kind of alligator armed it because he was getting ready to get his head taken off.
Yeah, that was a darn good throw, though. I mean, sometimes you got to just go out and make a play in traffic. Let's see if they can work that play again in at some point. Right, and you're going to get hit anyway. You may as well catch it. He got hit anyway.
Ian Luna made him rethink a business decision there. All right, so it's 3rd down and 12 as the Panthers drive seems to stall out a little bit here. Garza's got 2 split to his left. Hands inside to Martinez. Martinez bowling his way inside the 5, down to the 4, and that's going to be a San Antonio Zoo first down, and the Panthers want to go quickly.
What a luxury to have a guy with this kind of speed and agility on 3rd and long. Everybody's thinking throw, and look how quickly he gets into the hole and picking up the sticks to boot. Look at this.
Quarterback sneak. As Jake Garza picked up a couple.
I want to go quick here, see if they could catch the Brandeis Broncos napping, but equal to the task. Now looking at a 2nd and goal for the O'Connor Panthers as Jake Garza waits for the play to be called in.
And Eric Castillo, who we talked about, the nose guard, who played offensive line, comes in and is playing right guard. So don't be surprised at all if they run 20 right behind the right guard here. They snap it. Instead, they counter the other way, and Martinez is in for the first score of the game. It's O'Connor that takes the first lead, and the fans on the Panthers sidelines going crazy.
Well, what a great way to start with the O'Connor Panthers, right? I mean, your numbers are a little down. Your team is super young. And, you know, Coach Molesky was saying, you know, he really liked the way his team played in their scrimmage against Smithson Valley, and it was very complimentary to how good they're going to be this year. And he goes, you know, if we just don't make any mistakes and grow up a little quickly here, I have a pretty good little team.
Extra point is good, but I think it is going to flag down. They did, by the way, run behind Castillo. They just pulled him to the left side.
And that was another thing that Coach Molesky talked about ad nauseum all week, was the strength of this team, especially early on while kids are trying to figure things out, is up front.
They're talking it over with David Molesky. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be penalized on the kickoff. So they'll move it up. And that should be pretty easy for Lane Rigby to kick it out of the end zone when we come back. It's O'Connor 7, Brandeis 0, as the Panthers dodge a bullet on defense and then march down and score.
Welcome back to Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights, presented by the Gomez Law Firm. Emphasis on the Gomez Law Firm because I'm lucky enough to have Vincent Vasquez here with us. Vincent, how are you today?
Good. Yourself?
Doing well, doing well. It's always great when there's football on. You know, I mean, there's a special scent in the air. I think it's nacho cheese, but
That's right. Great to be back.
But the reason that we're all here tonight, obviously, is football, but you guys do so much in the community. Why is it that you guys continue to try and help out in the community, especially with Thursday Night Lights every year?
Well, we strongly believe in the community at the Gomez Law Firm, and especially when it comes to students. So we do things like donate school supplies, provide scholarships to students, and then support programs like Thursday Night Lights.
You guys don't just support athletes as well, though. You do a lot with education. Why does Mr. Gomez feel the need and feel the desire to give back scholarships as well to non-athletes?
Because Mr. Gomez is a product of San Antonio, like many of our lawyers, and we know that the students are our future, and we want to support that.
Mr. Gomez has been practicing law for 50 years. You guys have been doing so much in the community, getting thousands and thousands of dollars for people who need the help, really. why is it that you guys, what sets you apart?
So we're a San Antonio firm. We have 10 lawyers. 100% of our work is focused on defending individuals that have been hurt or by the negligence of somebody else, and that's all we do.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for being here. Gamez Law Fights.
Yes, sir. That's right. Thank you.
All right, send it back to you guys.
We were talking about this, Don, all week. What was the over-under on onside kicks with Molesky in week 1? We said 2. Well, there's one right there for you.
And they've got the football. It went 10 yards, and that's the #1 kicker in the state of Texas pulling it off.
Oh, that's fantastic. You got to love a little trickeration here to get things going. And I'll tell you what, you better be ready when you're playing the O'Connor Panthers and it comes to special teams.
So here we go. O'Connor with the football right back on the Brandeis 34-yard line. Garza, a little option look there. Pitch that forward, doesn't matter. It's legal to Martinez.
Give him a completed pass in the stat book.
Yeah, that's not a carry, that's a reception. It'll be a San Antonio Zoo first down.
Yeah, look at that. Threw it with his wrong hand, too. Even better.
Barry Switzer must be coaching him. Run that option pitch. You talked about it earlier, Chuck, the speed and how quickly Martinez hits that gear. Garza throws. Riley's got it across the 20 inside the Central Med red zone. It's Riley Eason, only 5'7", 150, but he's quick like Martinez. As we tick down inside 5 minutes here in the first quarter, and after taking an initial punch in the mouth where it looked like Brandeis was going to go right down the field and score, they get a big block kick, touchdown on their first drive, onside kick, and here they go. Whistle here stops play. And
Don, we had a big play when Matt was talking about the Gamez Law Firm.
All-star, offense, number 63, 5-yard penalty, second down.
You know, and hats off to them too for not only what they're doing for us here tonight and what they've done for us here over the years, but I mean, they're everywhere, man. They're sponsoring boxers, up-and-coming boxers, young reporters out in the field, you know, all kinds of social media influencers. I mean, they're doing a lot of different things that really, I don't know, they're getting enough credit for how much they're spreading the love around San Antonio.
For sure, second down and 11, going nowhere. Martinez is stopped, and again, 21 is showing up tonight. That's Jacob Gomez, the linebacker.
Ty Romney too, man. 6 feet, 200 pounds, another all-league guy. What a stud, man. Look at this.
Right
Square
there.
up and down you go.
So it's third down and long here. 3rd and 14. Garza looking over the middle. Now he's going to run it. Makes a nice move. Breaks a tackle inside the 20, short of the first down. But it'll give them a shot here on 4th down if they want to go for it.
Yeah, Deron Hall gets a big hit right here at the end of this, but Jake Garza setting up everybody with his shoulders and his feet.
They pick up the first down as Garza keeps it and keeps this drive alive with another San Antonio Zoo first down. Just takes a snap.
And this is Jake Garza surveying the field, little hokey doke, and then, man, takes a licking, keeps on ticking.
He's now able to bounce right off that tackle. So it's first down at the 11.5, so they can still pick up the first down. Thought we might have a pre-snap penalty as Martinez carries inside the 10. A little movement, not enough to draw a flag though. It'll be second down. Yeah, to your point about the Gamez family, I had a chance to meet Mr. Gamez and his wife a couple of different times. And, you know, you said it, they just love San Antonio. Love everything about the town and just have a distinguished air about both of them. Very classy individuals, and we certainly appreciate them here on TNL.
Yeah, and, Mr. Garza, I mean, he's a big dude. You can tell he's an old sportsman himself.
Jake Garza taken down at the 10. That'll bring up 3rd down, and so things getting a little interesting here. See if they put it up in the air. Riley Eason, his favorite target.
Tyler Romney again, bearing down on the ball carrier.
We've already seen him go once to Zach Godby, the big tight end, so let's see what David Molesky's son-in-law draws up here. Very interesting dynamic over there. You could be in the doghouse with your father-in-law if you don't call the right play here. Derek Tesh is the offensive coordinator. Married to Laura, who is Molesky's daughter. You might have to sit at the kids' table at Thanksgiving dinner if you don't make the right call.
Right?
Another false start for O'Connor. That'll back him up even further.
You're in a 3rd and long situation, but again, that onside kick, you steal a possession early in the game, you feel like that's going to be a huge thing. You've got a really good kicker too, so be careful with the football here, boys.
Coach Molesky also very proud of his grandsons. One of them was introduced at the pep rally last night and loved it. Little bitty guys. All right, back to passes. Garza, a little bubble screen. It's complete to Martinez. What a great catch to the 10, inside the 5, all the way down to the 1, and that might get them a 1st down inside the 1 and give them a new set of downs right with the chains right there.
Look at them take advantage of this big offensive line. And what a great play, you're right, by Brandon Martinez. I mean, he hits him in stride. He might have been able to score, but he was able to corral the football, gather himself, and look at the blocking downfield. Elite.
Gets inside the 1, good to move the chains. 1st and goal, quarterback sneak, touchdown Jake Garza. And the O'Connor Panthers have a 2-touchdown lead here on the experienced Brandeis Broncos.
Yeah, you steal a possession and then 3rd and long, pick up the key 1st down to keep the drive alive. Next play, you get a rugby scrum touchdown the old-fashioned way.
A little bush push there by the tight end.
Yeah, Zach Godby doing his bit.
Lane Rigby's extra point is good, almost goes over the basketball gym. 32 seconds to go here in the 1st quarter. It's O'Connor 14, Brandeis nothing.
By the Gomez Law Firm. I'm here with one of our sponsors from Beluga Air. Joe, how are you today?
Good, sir. How you doing?
Doing well. Alejandro's being a little shy. It's all right. Beluga Air sponsoring our Scholar Athlete of the Week this year. Why is it important that we're cherishing and we're praising the athletes for not only what they do on the field, but off the field as well?
We just want to give them praise for everything they do. Being an athlete is difficult. Also, doing what they do in the classroom is also difficult, so we want to give them the praise that they deserve.
Absolutely, and this all ends at some point. You still got to know what's going on in the
Yes, sir, that's correct.
Absolutely. So why Beluga, Joe?
Why Beluga? Call Beluga Air because the goal for Beluga Air is to be reliable, dependable, and efficient services. So that's why we want you to call Beluga Air.
Exactly why you go to a game. It's reliable to get popcorn and whatnot. Absolutely, Joe. Thank you so much. Guys, send it back up to you.
Yeah, Joe gets more TV time than you and I, Chuck. I see his commercials all the time.
Yeah, what a great guy. And Alejandro, too. Little baby Beluga over there. Wow, what a start for O'Connor, huh, Don Harris?
Yeah, and you know, it seems like it's been forever since Brandeis's offense has been on the field. And we talked about this. You and I probably thought when we prepare for these games, this could be a mismatch because of the experience level. Of course, we know that David Molesky's squad is always going to be well prepared, even though they're young. But there's 8 returners on both sides of the ball for Brandeis. So we thought they might be the favorite in this game, and all of a sudden this has got to give this young O'Connor team a lot of confidence, and that will too on first down as they bow up and come in and make a big play behind the line of scrimmage. In on the tackle is Jacob Lopez Visi. They think, could be a Power 5 football player. His dad played in the NFL. He's 6'4", 235. They think if he stays healthy, he's only a junior, that this kid is on the radar of UTSA and some other big-time, not Group of 5, but Power 4, I guess it is now, Big 12 SEC type schools. All right, that's the end of one. Look at that crowd. Oh, we're having fun here at Ferris Stadium. It's 14-0. We'll switch ends and come back with the second quarter when we return. It's time for our San Antonio Ready to Work first quarter highlights. It was those Panthers getting on the board first. Martinez going in to make it 7-0, and then they had the onside kick moved right down the field. And then Jake Garza did it himself. It's 14-0. And Brandeis will finally get the ball back since they haven't touched it in a while after that onside kick. David Molesky's team's always well prepared, and boy, pulling off that onside kick. And as I said, Chuck, before the break, they got to be feeling very confident now after getting off to this start.
Yeah, to back it up, David Molesky talking about how well his team played in that scrimmage against Smithson Valley.
Pepito running for his life, now fires deep, has a man down there and almost completes it. Overthrown just a bit for his intended receiver, Landon Miller.
Yeah, Don, just to capitalize on what you were saying, they got 5 kids returning on offense, does O'Connor. They got 3 on defense, and what Molesky said that meant was 3 of those guys started at least one game. He says this is as young a team as he's had in recent memory, but you can't get caught up in experience. You can live too much with the experience and not be really good. Sometimes being experienced, well, for these kids, ignorance is bliss.
Fire it out here into the flat. A nice little completion and gain as that one is completed to big number 94, Nick Barber.
That's the one thing about Brandeis that really stands out. Speaking about big Nick Barber, look around that huddle he's in right now. Everybody's big.
Brennan Williams is 255. Colin Graff is 250. And they mass substitution here. So punt it away on fourth down. The punter is Nate Green. He was all district a year ago. Riley Eason back to receive, but first we've got a timeout on the field. Kimmy Lewis wants to talk it over. And we're back in 15 seconds.
Do you know a San Antonio teen in 7th to 12th grade looking for ways to get involved in the community? They can apply to be a Project Worth Teen Ambassador today. For more information, visit our website or call 210-207-8850.
Already had one little special teams hiccup when their field goal attempt was blocked, so Kimmy just might want to make sure everybody's good on the assignments.
Yep, read your keys and got to really zero in because these O'Connor boys are crafty when it comes to special teams play. I could sit here and watch this all night. Wonder if you're going to see something new. It was no surprise that Brandon Martinez got through and blocked a kick. That dude hit 4 of them a season ago. But just a fascinating deal to watch these dudes play special teams.
Riley Eason back to receive the punt from the foot of Nate Green. And it's blocked. You called it, Chuck. Scooped up by the same man who blocked it, Jonah Marino, the senior. And Something about those David Molesky special teams, Chuck, you called it. He gets right off the edge, gets in, blocks it, and then tracks it down for the recovery.
It was an easy subject to talk about, right, on the onset. David Molesky makes no bones about it. You know, this early in the year, you're trying to figure some things out. You know, you're going to prepare and you're going to build your team as you go on through the course of the year. But special teams, he really feels like you can make some hay early on in the season. And, I mean, this thing is rearing its head a lot here tonight. We're barely scratching the surface in the second quarter.
It's a countywide service company first down for the Panthers, who have blocked a field goal attempt and blocked a punt here tonight. They're in business again after only 4 plays for that Bronco defense, and Martinez has a nice gain on first down, nearing the Central Med red zone right there at the 20.
It's nothing simple, taking advantage of the big boys over there on the left side. Got Williams and Greff and Valenzuela in the middle. Better check that, Chuck.
They're
Walker,
still big.
Stotler, and Joe Hernandez.
Yeah.
You know, you just get those guys going over there and let 20 do the rest.
77, Zage Walker is 6'3", 325. There's a high snap. It's back to Martinez, and good penetration again by that Bronco front. And Tyler Romney continues to pop on tape. And we've got an IBEW player profile on that young man, Ian McKinnon, who is a 6'6", 200-pound defensive lineman who plays both basketball and football, and is an academic all-district performer for the Broncos. It's third down and about 5.
Amazing ball player, and you better believe it, with that size and quickness, a lot of teams, a lot of schools looking at him.
Garza, hands off. Martinez stopped short, and really just a gain of about 1. So they're going to run on the best kicker in the state at Texas for a field goal attempt here. More special teams play. Had a little hole there, but nice job for the Broncos to close it down.
And guess who? Ty Romney. That guy's been all over the field tonight. That hole did close in a hurry.
All right, so here's Rigby. And it looks like he's standing at about the 29, so this will be a 39-yarder, well within his range. Of course, he had a T&L record of 49 yards. He's got plenty of leg. Good snap, good hold, good kick, plenty of leg right down Main Street. And the Panthers score again. It's 17-0 O'Connor here in second quarter action. High snap, got it down. Kick's got plenty of leg. And it is good. Lane Rigby's got a rocket for a right leg. That's a T&L record, and this one was 10 yards short of that, but it was good as gold. And this young man, you're going to be watching him on television someday, playing on Saturdays, as we get ready for a Rhino Roofers kickoff, as the Panthers lead 17-0.
Boy, talk about things you did not think you were going to see here tonight, right? You could see O'Connor maybe leading this football game, but not 17-zip. Brandeis needs a spark like they got to start this game. You better be aware of that onside kick, though.
Darren Hall back to receive. He gave it to him early. Brought one back about 45 yards and kick it away from him. They're going to let it be fair caught right at the 22-yard line. And we're back in 15 seconds.
Hey San Antonio teens! Are you looking for ways to share your voice, creativity, and ideas on ways to positively impact the community? Become a Project Worth Teen Ambassador. For more information, visit our website or call 210-207-8850.
So we haven't seen this Bronco offense much at all here in this first half. They had 4 snaps on the last possession. They only had about 5 on the first possession. It's been all O'Connor. And on first down, Pepito will throw it. That was intended on the slant for a tall, long, lanky receiver there, Christopher Pender. He was just out in front of him, and he was unable to make the catch, so it'll be second down and 10.
Pender also a 3-year starter, so got athletes, good-looking ones too, but they have just not gotten into any sort of rhythm, and some of that, Don, is to your point. They just haven't been on the field very much.
All right, so here we go. 9:11 left in the half. Pepito back, straight drop, under pressure, throws a little bubble screen here. Nice move to avoid the first tackler, getting close to the 30-yard line is Noah Logston. So that'll put him in position to convert here. It'll be third down and about 5.
Yeah, once again, O'Connor with a man right where he needs to be, and missed a tackle there, but able to basically clean it up there on the back end. But Coach Molesky not happy with some of the tackling he's seen here early, and he's letting his players know about it.
5 wide split for Pepito. 3 to his right, 2 to his left. Molesky doesn't look the looks of it. And he's moving pretty quick for closing in on 60.
Yeah, he looks like he could still go, right?
Yeah. Hey, by the way, all season long, we're going to highlight teams that are making a difference in our communities with the Beyond the Game program. Here's Jenny Carnes from San Antonio Sports and Valero.
San Antonio Sports has teamed up with Valero once again to recognize our high school and middle school teams that exhibit key values through their actions and efforts within their schools and their communities. We are thrilled to have Valero on our team. They are a company that lives their values and makes San Antonio a better place for all of us each and every day.
At Valero, we treat every day like game day. We're excited to support a program that celebrates student athletes who exemplify key values: integrity, respect, teamwork, excellence, and community service. These principles are deeply rooted in Team Valero and essential to success in life.
Teams will be recognized on CWSA's Thursday Night Lights, News 4 San Antonio, and Fox San Antonio's morning shows and weekend sports shows, and of course on social media. 4 teams will be recognized during the San Antonio High School All-Star Football Game in the Alamo Dome.
For more than 40 years, Valero has been committed to being a good neighbor and building stronger communities. Team Valero is taking action today to build a better tomorrow by generously offering their time and skills. It's truly uplifting to see so many teams giving back selflessly, and we're honored to collaborate with San Antonio Sports and Beyond the Game to celebrate these exceptional students.
Having Valero as a teammate for Beyond the Game will help this program continue to positively impact more teams, coaches, and families. You can visit sanantoniosports.org to learn more about the program and nominate teams and individuals today.
Always glad to have Valero and San Antonio Sports with Beyond the Game, as we've talked about here for many years. Just an outstanding program. Here's 3rd and 6 here for Trey Pepito and this Bronco offense. Big play here to get some sort of momentum. Not going to go for it at this end of the field on 4th down, you would think. So big conversion opportunity here with the score 17-0. Pepito lets it fly. Has a man wide open, and he just underthrew him. He had JB, Jalen Baker, and right there with good coverage was Caden Vashnani, and Vashnani knocked it down.
He's made a couple of plays in this ball game, and yeah, Don, you're right, just a little underthrown, but you know, let it all be known that Trey Pepito, the Brandeis quarterback, is coming off a nasty, and I mean nasty, hip injury from a season ago. I was told, Don, it was like Bo Jackson bad.
Oh.
And he was able to make a pretty amazing and pretty quick recovery even to get back on this football field. So, you know, it's probably going to take him a little bit here to kind of get the feel of what it's like to play under the lights. But, man, he got hurt pretty much towards mid-season last year, and That was one of the blows that really set the Broncos back last year as an organization.
All right, timeout on the field. We'll take it with them. 17-0 O'Connor. Welcome back to Ferris Stadium. As you can see, it's a packed house here as O'Connor leads Brandeis. The Broncos having it punted away. Nate Green going to kick it away to Riley Eason. If he can get one off without being blocked. Eason, fair catch called for, and has it at the 29. We go down to the sidelines and Matt Roy.
Don, I found the Superintendent John Kraft down here on the sidelines. Superintendent, how are you today?
I'm good, man. Good to see you.
Good to see you. Good to see you. It really feels like school has started now. That football has started. How's the beginning of the school year going for you guys, and how happy are you to have football back on Thursday nights?
Yeah, so we're back into the second week, so we're off and rolling, ironing wrinkles out. But it's been a good start, it really has. And of course, this is an electrifying environment. This is what we hope Thursday, Friday, and Saturday football is throughout the entire season. We're so appreciative of the fans, the patrons, and of course our students that are just amazing.
I got to ask you, it's really lit on my right side because there does seem to be a new video board here. Tell us about the new video board here at Gus or here at Ferris and over at Gus, and how it's improving the experiences here.
Yeah, so we had the conversation with the board. We introduced the idea of, let's introduce sports broadcasting and bringing more students in. Of course, they're great to watch replays, but really there's a whole nother element involved, which involves a curriculum the board just recently approved, along with the video boards, that we're going to start sports broadcasting, where the students are actually going to produce a lot of the highlight reels, a lot of the coaches and players interviews, and they're going to run the cameras. So we're pretty excited about it.
That's pretty awesome. I'm sure that we'd all be willing to help everybody that needs to learn, especially in the NISD. So Don wanted me to ask, you guys have banned cell phones on the O'Connor campus. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, well, you've seen where the Surgeon General has talked about the adverse effects, particularly in the learning environment. And so we're easing into this. Our middle schools don't have cell phones during instructional time. O'Connor, the principal, has communicated with the parents, hey, this is the rationale, this is what we want to try. And so far, it's going really, really well. So we're not locking the cell phones up, but we're definitely not allowing them to be used during instructional time, which I think is really what the parents and what the teachers feel like is so important, so that the kids can actually focus on what's most important, and that's learning.
Are you guys hoping that helps with student outcomes as well?
Absolutely. Not having that social media distraction 7 hours a day, I think it's good for first, personally, just students' emotional health, but also their focus on academia.
Last thing I want to ask you, obviously Brandeis and O'Connor, one of the best rivalries we have around here. Is that special to you? I mean, I know they're not in the same district anymore, but that they still get to play every year and that we still get to see the fans pack the stands like we have right now?
Well, Matt, you see what color shirt I'm wearing right now, so I have to remain completely neutral. Now, when I see a great play or student do something awesome, yes, I'll applaud, but I'm pretty neutral, and I just hope that they have a fair competition, they demonstrate sportsmanship, and they're learning lifelong lessons out here.
Awesome. Superintendent Kraft, thank you so much for the time. Back to you guys up in the studio.
Thanks, Matt. Big play there, big breakup by that Bronco defense. Chuck, I think that's great. I was talking to Robert Martinez, the principal at O'Connor, about that cell phone thing. He says already you can tell drastic changes in the morale of the student body. Kids are talking to one another again. And I think it's a trend that's just this is just the beginning. I remember back in the day when they said we couldn't text and drive, and everybody was like, what? Well, then you realize how dangerous it was, and now it's just nobody texts and drive, or you shouldn't, right? And I think that's the way it's going to be with these kids in school, putting the cell phones away, learning to talk and look up from the screens and look each other in the eyes again, and make relationships and have fun.
Yeah, kudos to Kimmy Lewis and his special teams there snuffing out the fake punt, but I'm with you, Don. I think it's really cool that somebody in authority is saying that this is a bad idea to have these things on 24/7. I wish somebody would ban you and me from these phones. I mean, think how much better we would be if somebody took these things out of our hands. I mean, well done, Northside.
Yeah, great job, O'Connor. All right, here we go. First down. Capito on the keeper, running for his life, trying to dodge that O'Connor defense, but he's brought down after a gain of about 2, as it's 7 minutes to go here. They're at least Brandeis now on the O'Connor sideline as we take a look at Trey Pepito, one of our IBEW Local 60 player profiles. He's on the Leadership Council, runs track as well. He's academic all-district, 4.0 GPA. And as you said, came back from a tough hip injury.
Yeah, and to think that he was ahead of schedule, this ahead of schedule. I mean, he was playing 7-on-7 football this summer. Hard to believe.
Got the ball into the hands of Baker there, and that'll move the sticks for a first down. Countywide Service Company first down.
Yeah, 12 can't touch the ball enough, right? Find him.
Trips to the right-hand side. They move another man in motion here. And it's first down, and we've got a pre-snap whistle as Molesky's defense wants to talk this over, and they take a timeout.
Timeout. O'Connor. It's their third and final timeout of the half.
You know, Robert Martinez, the principal at O'Connor, was telling me that he goes, yeah, it's really worked out pretty well. We've taken these cell phones away. They get them during lunchtime or something, but during the instructional periods. He said we had an assembly the other day, and we caught a kid passing a note. And he goes, we haven't seen that in a while. And they picked up the note, and they opened it up, and it was tic-tac-toe.
Nice. Got a little throwback going on during the assembly, huh?
It's like, oh, yeah, X and O and hand it down the road. That's good, clean fun. And we've seen just so much bullying and negativity on these social media apps, especially with middle school and high school kids who are still trying to figure it all out. And there's so much peer pressure and so much damage that can be done through either bullying or exclusion. And so, wow, it's a refreshing thing to hear. First down here, 6:41 to go. Inside the 25. Little counter draw. It's still on his feet inside the 5. He's going to score. Touchdown. Brandeis is on the board. Noah Logston just would not be denied.
Here's another guy coming back from injury, Noah Logston. This dude was averaging about 100 yards a game before he got hurt, but it just kind of lost sight of him, right? A little delayed handoff, and then he broke a tackle, and then see you later. That's good if we're playing touch after he broke that first hit. By the way, our guy Brandon Martinez is playing a little safety now, too. Doing it all. Gotta wrap up, though.
Extra point attempt by Ryan Villasenor. High snap, good hold. And the kick is up and good. So Brandeis is on the board, cuts the deficit to 10 as Noah Logston just picked his way through, broke a big tackle, and hit pay dirt. And the Broncos got to be feeling good after getting off the schneid there with 6:32 to go. And speaking of that, as always, out at the TNL pep rallies every day, and Broncos had theirs outside. They just love this rivalry. Lots of folks out there yesterday, even more here today. And we're going to hear from both bands coming up at halftime. Always a great halftime show, especially with these schools, with these big 6A marching bands that are always, always very talented.
Yeah, these schools do it well in a lot of different areas in a lot of different sports.
Martinez is back along with Riley Eason for the kickoff here.
Don't forget about our $5,000 band grant brought to you by the Christus Children's People. Thank you again for being with us here on TNL, and got that little scan code. So if you like what you see, like what you hear, give them a vote.
$5,000 band grant, as always, sponsored by Christus Children's, who, boy, they've been doing that for years. It's fantastic. The bands love it. People love voting for it. And you'll get a chance to hear both bands. and vote coming up a little later at halftime.
Let's see if Brandeis gets a little tricky with the kickoff.
Much ado about nothing.
We'll see. Don't relax, man. We've seen a little bit of everything already in this first half.
He looks like it's onside. He doesn't have a good run here. If they pooch instead and it's angling towards the sideline, it'll be out of bounds. That'll draw a flag. And Molesky is going to want to have him kick it again, just like they did to start the game.
Coach Molesky feeling it on special teams tonight.
If you're just joining us, O'Connor leads 17-7 after going up 17-0. Their special teams blocked an early field goal, then blocked the punt. And they've had possession most of the first half. Brandeis putting together their first drive on their last possession to cut it to a 10-point lead.
Yeah, and they've also had an onside kick, which they successfully recovered, and they faked a punt that didn't work to their benefit.
They'll take possession here. We won't make them kick it again. And it's Jake Garza running out the O'Connor offense, trying to put it in the end zone one more time before the half. Inside handoff to Martinez. Breaks the first tackle, but he's wrangled down there by Ian Luna, the all-district captain and safety for the Broncos.
Yeah, Dion Edwards and company as well in on the play, and looks like Brandeis has ramped it up a little bit here in the box. Starting to get a little bit more of a push, and second line of the defense also filling in nicely.
Second down and 9. Straight drop for Garza. Wants to throw over the middle. Intercepted right at the 40-yard line. Coming up to make a very athletic play was Gabe Leffler, the senior safety.
Well, it looked for a while there that they were going to have plenty of time to throw the football. Jake Garza standing tall in the pocket, and then they got a big push from the 6'5", 91, and I think he had to get rid of it just a tick before he wanted to, and Leffler coming up with a huge play. And all of a sudden, Brandeis is back in business and may be able to make this a one-score game.
All right, so here we go. The Broncos taking over in Panther territory. It's Trey Pepito and company. First down and 10. Pepito swarmed for a loss of about 5 on the play as Jacob Lopez Visi, we talked about him earlier, 6'4", 235 Division I prospect, comes off the edge, and he had some help from Martinez, who playing defense now with that speed. He's already blocked a field goal. He's already scored a touchdown as a running back, and now he's making plays coming off the edge as a pass rusher.
Yeah, you know, I think you wanted a mulligan too on that last touchdown run where he whiffed, but made the quick adjustment. Now he's coming up with a big play.
He's too quick for everybody. No matter what he's doing, he is the quickest guy out there. So it's second down and 16. Low snap, knee didn't hit. Ball's out. And let's see who got it. It's O'Connor football. The Panthers recovering on defense. That's Jonah Moreno coming up with the football. Let's see who knocked it out. It was a low snap. I thought they might blow it dead when he bent over to pick it up, but his knee was not down. And then he lost the football.
Yeah, Jonah Moreno is going to be our scholar athlete at halftime, and he was very scholarly here.
It's Jacob Lopez Visi knocking it out with his left hand.
And he's a wide-bodied dude. You know, we're looking at O'Connor on the sideline from up in the box here, and their numbers are down, but they've still got a bunch of big kids, and 30's one of them.
So first down for the Panthers on their own 48. Little bootleg for Jake Garza. Wants to throw, does. Completed near the 42-yard line. And he completed that to Chris Esparza, the 5'8", 165-pound senior. We've got a flag down, and here's Gerald Green.
Ineligible receiver downfield. Offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
So they'll march that one back. It'll be first down and 15.
It was a nice bounce back play right there for Jake Garza, even though it's coming back. He did a great job sliding and gliding and waiting for his guy to come clean. Delivered on time and on target.
David Molesky. Been at O'Connor a long time, spent 8 years as the coordinator and then 10 years as the head coach. Inside handoff. That goes to Devin Conroy. Haven't seen much of a running game other than Martinez, who's going to come back in. I'm sure he needed a bit of a rest after playing the defensive series last. So he checks in, Conroy comes out.
We get back-to-back shots there. Ty Romney and Brandon Martinez. Don, I know the San Antonio High School All-Star game is half a year away, but jeepers creepers, you're going to have these guys on the field for sure, right?
Look like all-stars to me. Garza going down the sideline, got a man down there, and just off the fingertips of his favorite receiver, Riley Eason. Good ball from Jake Garza. Could have been caught and almost was.
Yeah, that was a dime right there. You could not have put it any better down the sideline there. And yeah, it was actually not too bad a coverage there by Jamley Austin, the senior.
You know, I think he kicked it out of his own hands with his knee as he was stumbling forward. So Garza on 3rd and long.
Hello.
Is sacked. And there's their Ian McKinnon. You talked about that big young man, 6'6", 200 pounds. He's got offers from A&M Kingsville, Howard Payne, and Millsaps, and you can see why.
Yeah, they really like their defensive line, Don. They're super strong outside and explosive, and then 6'5" off the edge, and got a really good nose tackle. Just a good job getting around and getting in.
High punt, fielded and fair caught at the 30 from Lane Rigby. And so with 3:16 to go, O'Connor puts it back into the hands of the Broncos, who dodged a bullet after that fumble by Pepito. And he'll try to drive his team down the field and make this maybe a 3-point game by halftime.
Yeah, Noah Logsdon kind of seizing control of the huddle right there, trying to get his guys fired up. I mean, he couldn't have had more things go wrong on the first 3 or 4 possessions of this football game. And now here you are, you got a chance to get the ball right back after you turn it over. Got a chance to make this a ball game again right before halftime.
Here's the Brandeis schedule coming up. You saw Sotomayor and Steele, the next 2 for them, and breaking free across midfield is the young man who scored the first touchdown for the Brandeis Broncos. And he just, I'm telling you what, this Noah Logsdon kid is a determined carrier.
Well, we just talked about him seizing control of the huddle. Practice what you preach, Noah Logsdon. Give me the ball and let me loose. And a great job by Ortega and Gutierrez on the right side, clearing some space.
Pepito fires to the outside. That's caught across the 45, or the 35 rather, down to about the 32-yard line. And that's Jalen Baker, their star from a year ago.
Yeah, now you get a little rhythm, right? You get a long run, then all of a sudden you pop one outside to JB. Here you go.
2nd down and about 3. Long 2. Pepito fires. Baker again to the outside, still on his feet, stumbled and is brought down inside the Central Med red zone, down there near the 15.
Look at the respect they are giving Jalen Baker on the outside. I mean, they were giving him a good 7 yards off the line of scrimmage.
Check that, they'll spot it at the 21. 2 minutes to go here. He throws it out his way again. Give it to your best player, and they do. And he's got a Countywide Service Company first down in that far sideline. The cell phone lights are out in the Brandeis student section. They're fired up. Here's a carry to the outside. Pepito to the 5. Touchdown, Brandeis. We've got a football game with 2 minutes to go here in the first half.
Hip 6 Thought he's coming off a busted hip, Don. I mean, he just barely got the outside there, and look at him just blow by everybody. See ya.
So Trey Pepito moves the Broncos right down the field with a couple of good completions to his favorite target, Baker. The extra point is up and good by Ryan Villasenor. And we've got ourselves a football game here on week 1 of Thursday Night Lights.
Way to bounce back, Brandeis. Finally got some energy into this offense, and man, Trey Pepito picking him up and putting him down.
This has the makings of a good one here tonight on Thursday Night Lights. We always look forward to the matchup because of the rivalry and the stands being packed, but the football is living up to it. And we got a good one next week. Look at that. Look at the crowd sizes here. Burbank and Veterans Memorial. And before you go, Veterans Memorial's, really, really good. Burbank not so much. Burbank's turning it around.
Dude, they got a quarterback. They got 150 kids in their program. Yeah, go to sleep on Burbank, I dare you. I guarantee you Veterans Memorial will have all eyes on what they're coming up against next week. Looking forward to that one.
So Riley Eason is back with Martinez to receive the kick from Villasenor. And let's see if Molesky's crew can put up some more points here before halftime. And we've got another flag this time.
We had a few of those tonight, right? But kind of what you might have been expecting.
Did somebody cross the line of scrimmage on their little juke move there? Or is he just going to pick it up?
There's no foul on the play.
No foul. Yeah, officials get a freebie. Their first game of the year.
Molesky's not happy about whatever was picked up.
Nice kick all the way through the end zone. So David Molesky's offense, 152 to go here. And they'd love to answer here to take the momentum back after they dominated the first quarter, led 17-0, and then watched as Brandeis has scored the next 14 points. Let's flash back to 2022, shall we? High snap, got it down. Kick's got plenty of leg. And it is good. Lane Rigby's got a rocket for a right leg.
Bombs away, like seeing it again.
A kick so nice, we saw it twice. As Riley getting into some trouble here inside the 20, a loss on the play.
Javi Hernandez and friends. All of a sudden, this Brandeis defense and its speed really showing itself. And you can understand why, very early on in this football game, O'Connor really wanted to stay between the tackles. I mean, you stretch out these Brandeis defenders and you might pay the price.
And now David Molesky might be thinking, you know what? I just may run this clock out here, get into the half and regroup after a loss of 5 on first down. I'll hand it to Martinez. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, but that's about all. And Javier Hernandez coming up to make a couple of good plays. Do you burn some timeouts here if you're Kimmy Lewis?
I think they're all out. It's been that kind of a half, right? But Brandeis, no doubt, selling out. They are packing the box. Reminds me of Alice in Chains, Don.
If you say so. I did not get the reference.
Okay. There you go. Nikki Six got it.
3rd down and 15. They'll be glad to just run it out here.
Oh, man, still got some moves.
Martinez is so quick. He's capable of busting it.
Yeah, I think somebody is grateful. They caught an ankle right there and held on for dear life. This guy is shifty.
That's going to take us to halftime. It's going to be 17-14. O'Connor here at the half. Make sure you stick around for the halftime show. We'll hear both bands. And on the far sideline, the Bronco faithful very, very excited about the way they've come back to make this a ball game. And we'll go down to Matt Roy here on the sidelines for our halftime coaches interview. But what a second half is setting up to be.
Rivalry game, throw everything out the window. And again, we talked about this on the onset, Don. Two programs that had losing records last year, both besieged by injuries, but looking good here on the clean slate to open it up.
Here's Matt with David Molesky.
All right, Coach Dave Molesky here with us. Coach, you preach special teams all the time. You guys have had huge special teams plays in this first half. What was the mentality coming in?
Why leave anything at home? I mean, we're going to come out here and do everything we can to win the football game. And we're making plenty of mistakes right now, so if we can figure out how to stop those, we'll be in a lot better shape.
What's the message to your team in the second half as you lead by 3 in this rivalry game?
I'm going to go tell them, do you think this was going to be easy? And secondly, stop shooting our foot off because mine hurts right now.
All right. Good luck, Coach.
Gotta love coaches.
Oh,
don't shoot yourself in the foot.
Right? Yep.
The first half was great. Halftime's going to be just as good. We'll come back with the Bronco Band and our halftime show right after this.
Tonight's broadcast of Thursday Night Lights is sponsored by Taco Cabana, the Gomez Law Firm, Beluga Air, Centro Med, Enroll SA, San Antonio Sports, Valero, San Antonio Zoo, County-Wide Service Company, Christus Children's, ACNowSA.com, Rhino Roofers, San Antonio Ready to Work, Air and Plumbing Today, Living Way Church, San Antonio Metropolitan Health District, Premier Pros, IBEW, Vietnam Army Grunt Museum, and Monarch Trophy Studio. Welcome to the Centro Med Halftime Report.
Welcome back to Ferris Stadium here on the north side of San Antonio for the 16th edition of Thursday Night Lights. We have a fantastic game going on. O'Connor 17, Brandeis 14, everything you could want and more from special teams, offense and defense. If you hear those soothing sounds behind me, that's the Brandeis Marching Band on the field right now. We got to talk to their band director a little bit earlier today.
My name is Patrick Aguirre. I'm the director of bands at Louis D. Brandeis High School at Northside ISD. This is my third year as director of bands at this high school. Oh man, I am so pumped about this year. I'm super excited. Our show is called In the Shadows. We're featuring an electric violinist that's coming from our orchestra program, wonderful player and all-favorite musician. Additionally, some of the selections that we're playing are Astor Piazzolla's River Tango. We have some tango choreography on the field, including the ballad Ice Dance, which comes from Edward Scissorhands by Danny Elfman. And then we're finishing it off with Paul Dukas, the Sorcerer's Apprentice music, which we're featuring a trombone quartet. The students are thrilled. The community was really hyped at our showcase just last Friday. I would say we have mostly upperclassmen in our band. I mean, it's a good mix of both. About 50-50, really. I mean, we have a strong freshman class coming in, the sophomore class that we retained from last year. We're comprised of 210 total band members, which include our visual ensemble. So it's going to be a great crowd to see at Thursday Night Lights against O'Connor. What we're really excited about is that Bands of America, they are starting their first contest at San Marcos at Texas State University. So we have a couple of the assistant directors here are alumni of Texas State, so they were really eager and enthusiastic about going to the contest and really putting out all the stops to make sure that we have a reputable run-through over there. But that's our first contest on September 28th. After that, on October 5, we'll be at Rocket Review at Rutledge Stadium. Then we go over to Texas Marching Classic over in Round Rock, Texas at Kelly Reeve Stadium. Then we have UIL Region Marching on October 19th. Then we go over to our UIL area contest at Rutledge Stadium on November 2nd. So it'll be pretty nonstop, but I'm really anticipating some success for all of our students. The Brandeis Bronco Band it thrives with our really supportive booster club and parents in general. The parents here at the Brandeis community are just one in a million, and they just really help out their students in our thriving program. Additionally, I want to recognize our new principal, Mrs. Dana Gilbert Perry. She's been phenomenal in supporting the fine arts. And then I also want to recognize our newly appointed amazing director of fine arts. We have Mrs. Elizabeth Sanchez Lopez at the helm for Northside ISD. So they're really looking out for us, and it's going to be a wonderful year.
All right, it's time to vote for the Christian Children's $5,000 band grant. To vote for Brandeis High School Marching Band, scan the QR code on your screen or visit cw35.com/station/contest. You must be 18 years old and live in our viewing area.
San Antonio middle and high school athletes are doing great things for our community. San Antonio Sports and Valero are shining a light on teams and individuals who model key values through their actions. This week, we salute two schools whose community projects demonstrate beyond the game values. To kick off the school year, members of the Veterans Memorial High School's cross-country and track and field teams visited with students at two elementary schools, opening car doors, welcoming them back, and getting them excited for the upcoming year. Members of the Bernie Champion High School volleyball team assisted at Bernie ISD's 4-day Summer Youth Volleyball Camp. The team led drills and practices for over 250 future Chargers, helping them improve their game. These athletes demonstrated the beyond the game values of integrity, respect, teamwork, excellence, and community service. San Antonio Sports and Valero salute high school and middle school coaches who inspire their athletes to serve others. Parents, teachers, and coaches can nominate teams and individuals that go beyond the game.
You're watching the Central Med Halftime Report.
The O'Connor High School Marching Band is coming onto the field right now. A little bit earlier this week, we caught up with their new director of bands. This is what they had to say.
Bobby DeLeon, I'm the director of bands here at O'Connor High School. This is my 6th year in teaching, but my first year with the program. I was originally at Harlan High School for about 5 years, and so super excited to be here now at the Big OC. I'm extremely excited just because it's year one for myself, and so it's always very enjoyable to come into a program and see what we can do. The kids have been phenomenal. The community is extremely supportive. And it's just been very welcoming experience here so far. So it's been great. We're pretty senior heavy. We've got about 50 seniors this year. A really great leadership team. They have been working extremely hard all summer, calling their own sectionals. It's been very rewarding for us as a program. We're about 230 to 240 members in the band program this year. So we're super excited to still kind of be in that big band era. The show is called Color of Sound, and so essentially we are going to bring a lot of vibrant colors to the end of our show. We start off with the grayscale, and then we introduce green as our first movement, then we introduce red, and then we introduce yellow, then we end with blue, a very famous band piece, Blue Shades by Frank Tukeli. So the kids are extremely excited. They've been working very hard on the music, and so we hope to kind of bring this, in a sense, colorful spectrum to everyone in our audience. Beginning at the end of September, we're going to be at the Capital City Marching Contest in Austin. Then we got the Rocket Review here in San Antonio. Then the Texas Music Classic Festival in Austin, UIL area, and then hopefully state. But definitely to kind of cap the season off, we'll be performing at BOA San Antonio in November. Just love to thank our other assistant directors, I'm here with O'Connor. We have Gabriel Valdez, Eric Gomez, Jose Marin, and Mandy King. They've been super phenomenal in helping myself kind of get my feet planted here with the program, and they've just been honestly the best. And definitely to our O'Connor Band Booster program, they have just been phenomenal. We couldn't do it without them. And obviously to the O'Connor administration and our principal, Robert Martinez, he has just been, like I said, just like the staff, he has been very supportive with this transition over here to O'Connor, and so I couldn't thank them enough.
To vote for the O'Connor High School Marching Band, scan the QR code on your screen or visit cw35.com/station/contest. You must be 18 years old and live in our viewing area. Thanks again to Christus Children's for sponsoring this year's $5,000 band grant.
You're watching the Central Med Halftime Report.
Every week on TNL, we showcase amazing student athletes. At the end of the year, Beluga Air will present a $10,000 scholarship to one of the students we feature this season on TNL. Our David Chancellor introduces us to this week's scholar athletes from O'Connor and Brandeis.
Jonah Moreno is a big, tough guy with a big, soft heart.
Growing up, I was influenced by both parents. My dad, he grew up in this environment where he wanted us to be the strongest and the best we could be in like any other sport. My mom, she raised us to be ambassadors of Christ. So we gotta show like grace to other people. We gotta be helpful. And I really think both my mom and dad put a huge role into how I grew up.
He's a linebacker and a track star at O'Connor, but he's also part of the school's Panther Pal program, which means he mentors students at nearby elementary schools.
One of the kids I was helping mentor, they didn't come from the best home. So I really, because I've like connected with him, I felt like I could be that getaway for him to feel happy at school, make him, the few like 30, 40 minutes we were with him, make him feel like special and make him feel like he really enjoy doing stuff.
Jonah's education goes beyond math and English. He is part of the ASTA program, which includes raising pigs. He's got a 98 GPA. He's made all academic teams in both football and track. But his real genius is realizing you have to earn the right to be a student athlete.
You need a pass to play. And I feel like in order to do that at a higher level, you need to really put your focus onto it.
The mere question makes Brandeis volleyball player Perla Ramirez blush.
How good are you at volleyball?
I think I'm pretty good. I mean,
excellent is more like it. She's a 3-year starter for a team that is the back-to-back district champs.
My coach had faith in me to put me on varsity my sophomore year, and I think I really try and focus on just making sure that my teammates know that they're successful as well.
Simply put, she's a winner. She has a 102 GPA, academic all-district, honor society, student council. She's even won the National Hispanic Recognition Award. Her key, time management.
You really have to stay on top of your work and making sure that even if it's due in 3 days, getting it done as soon as you can so that you don't have to stress about it at the last minute is super important.
Pearl is the self-described Army brat whose family finally put down roots 3 years ago in San Antonio. And that is when she discovered a love for helping others, including with the nonprofit Connecticut's.
I was always taught that, you know, if you think you have it worse, there's a lot of people who have it worse than you. I just think that making sure that you can put yourself aside sometimes and look beyond yourself and care for something beyond yourself is super important.
Her dream is to go to UT, become a nurse, and help others. Bottom line, once a winner, always a winner.
You're watching the Central Med Halftime Report.
Welcome back to the Central Med Halftime Show. We are at Ferris Stadium where O'Connor leads Brandeis 17-14 at the half. And it's been a thrilling first half. Here's our San Antonio ready to work first half highlights. After a blocked field goal, O'Connor drove right down the field. Martinez made it 7-0. They then had an onside kick, and that led to a touchdown by quarterback Ryan Garza. Sneak made it 14-0. And they took a 17-0 lead after a Lane Rigsby 39-yard field goal. It was 17-0, but here come the Brandeis Broncos. Pepito scored a touchdown. Noah Logston scored that touchdown. That made it 17-14, and that's where we stand as we get ready for second half action. The teams about ready to come back here onto the field. The sold out crowd, nobody has gone home, and we've got a great second half straight ahead on Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights.
Thanks for watching the Centro Med Halftime Report. Stay tuned for the second half kickoff.
Welcome back. Coach David Molesky getting his O'Connor Panthers ready for our Rhino Roofers second half kickoff. What an exciting first half it was, as his Panthers used special teams to take a 17-0 lead. And in the second quarter, it was all Brandeis Broncos as they rallied to come from behind. And you can see right now that they're running out to return the kick. And Martinez, who's their star running back and kick returner, Brandon Martinez, is not out there. He may have suffered a ankle sprain or something coming out onto the field. Maybe just cramping up, but there he is right there. Looks like we'll probably see him in the second half, just not right now, as Brandeis will kick it away to Riley, and now in for Martinez to receive back there as well is number 15, Evan Balboa. Balboa is going to watch it go through the end zone, and so it'll be first down and 10 for the Panthers, and we'll see if David Molesky's message got through. Quit shooting ourselves in the foot. And I think there's a flag down, and in the meantime, we'll go down to Matt Roy, who talked to Kimmy Lewis at halftime and get his thoughts on his team's resurgence in the second quarter. Matt.
Well, Don, Kimmy Lewis thought that they were shooting themselves in the foot. He said that they were kind of blindsided and taken aback by this atmosphere, the sold-out crowd, the rivalry game. Obviously, no one has left these stands yet. And even though they weren't surprised by Dave Molesky's antics, let's just say, they were taken aback by it a little bit. But you saw them settle in that second quarter, and now you're going to see them settle in a little bit more. He said the second half adjustments they need to make: settle down, play their game, and don't get wrapped up in the moment. And they're going to try and come back and win this thing. You better believe it.
All right, thanks, Matt. It's setting up to be a really good second half as we're trying to figure out what's going on. Thought they might re-kick. Instead, it'll be first and 10 from the 30. As the officials have sorted it out, and now the O'Connor offense runs back out there with Jake Garza, the quarterback, who had a productive first half. 4 for 9, 1 interception. And he'll hand off inside. Again, Martinez not there, so that's Devin Conroy, the backup running back, the senior. He had a carry in the first half, gets to the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard.
Mr. Wonderful, Tyler Romney.
Big night for Tyler Romney.
I'm telling you, man, there's some fires in the hole going on right now here to start the second half.
Second and 9. Garza pressured, running for his life, and he's going to be dropped for a loss of about 5. And there he is again, Chuck. Tyler Romney.
I'll tell you, they are really doing a good job now on defense. There's just nowhere to go with the football right here. Having a hard time picking up any of these orange jerseys. Just a lot of guys around the ball.
And their main weapon sidelined with what looks to be a leg cramp right now. So it's 3rd down and 13 for Jake Garza. Hadn't put it up much tonight. Rolling right, fires, and that's picked off! At the 30-yard line, seeing it, reading it, Ian Luna, the all-district safety, broke on the ball and made a play.
We got a man down too after you see the interception here. Just receiver and quarterback not on the same page, and big number 91, Ian McKinnon, is down.
See Kimmy Lewis and the concerned Brandeis coaching staff. And while they attend to him, we'll take a break and come back with 10:43 left. It'll be Brandeis football. Ian McKinnon walking off with a little bit of help there. Good to see him walk off though. And the Brandeis fans glad that he's okay. And in the meantime, they've got the football after a turnover. Down 3. And it's Trey Pepito on a San Antonio Zoo 1st down from the 30. Fires to Baker. It's off his hands and incomplete. Ball had some spice on it, and Baker was unable to bring it down.
Yeah, Don, I didn't see the injury. I just saw Ian McKinnon laying there, and you always get a little worried, especially when you see the opposing sideline motioning over to get over there quickly. And I mean, our eyes were going with the ball, and the interception obviously was a huge play in the ball game, but Ian McKinnon's in the tent, and we'll hope everything turns out all right there.
Pepito keeps right up the middle. He's dropped. Nice solo tackle by Jeremy Maldonado, the nickel back for O'Connor.
You talk about a huge play in the ball game too, right? I mean, Brandeis gets their hands right back on the ball, and now they're trying to see if they can get one down the field to take the lead.
They go to Baker. He's one-on-one. He makes the catch, and he's got a 1st down. A San Antonio Zoo 1st down. They're just isolating their best player, getting him the ball in space, and watching Baker make a play, and he's into the Central Med red zone.
Such a handful, Don. I mean, they are giving him all kinds of room over there, and now they're trying to hide him over there with the trips on the right side.
Instead, they come back this way on a slant, and he's solo covered. Down to the 10-yard line is Christopher Pender.
Got this guy who's one of those big-bodied receivers who's really, really electric on the other side, and they're making O'Connor cover the entire field on this drive.
It's 2nd and 1.
Same look, just flipped it.
Pepito's going to try to get to the corner. Gets a block from Baker and gets the 1st down. Nice job with Baker out there by himself, making a block, and he may have injured one of those Panthers in doing so. Caden Vashnani is going to limp off.
He's had a big ball game too. Let's see what happens here.
Just one-on-one with Baker. Tripped up. Outstanding young player is Caden Vashnani. He's a senior. He's a captain. Had 12 tackles a year ago. They really like his leadership on this defense. Meanwhile, here come the Broncos at the 5-yard line with a 1st and goal. And after trailing the entire game, they're knocking on the door to take the lead.
Well, at least Brandon Martinez is back in there for O'Connor, number 20, as he continues to do yeoman's work on both sides of the ball. Brandeis coming right down the field here to start the 3rd quarter.
They'll need him to make a play. That's Baker on the right-hand side, soloed up. Let's see if they look his way. Instead, Pepito keeps and is dropped by Maldonado, who makes another nice tackle after a short gain. It'll be 2nd and goal. And Pepito comes out, and Matthew McLennan, the backup, comes in, and they switch out a lot of personnel here on 2nd and goal. McLennan looking over for the signal. He's a junior, played a lot last year, had 44 completions as a sophomore quarterback, or attempts rather, including 207 yards, a touchdown.
Good baseball player too, so let's see if he puts it up.
There's a whistle, and they call a timeout. They were getting deep in the clock, and we'll take it with them. Kimmy Lewis will talk it over as his squad looks to take their first lead of the game. Third quarter action here on Game 1, Week 1, Thursday Night Lights.
Closed captioning for tonight's game is sponsored by Premier Pros.
Barrientos throwing to the end zone, and it is caught. Touchdown.
Barrientos throws a jump ball for Creighton, and he comes down with it. He gave the receiver a chance to make a play, and Creighton certainly did that.
The great Dean Radlaw on color commentary.
Yeah, and Big Ern McCracken rocking the mic.
It's great
Those
to
are our
see.
guys, man.
It's great to see this crowd. Oh, what a game. 2nd and goal. Brandeis trying to take their first lead of the game. Here's Pepito. Inside handoff. This young man's already scored once, and he gets in again. It's Noah Logston. And the Broncos have the lead for the first time tonight.
Complimentary football, as Mike McCarthy would say, capitalizing off the turnover. Brandeis goes right down the field, and what a comeback. I mean, down 17-0, no panic. Finally got some rhythm on offense, and now we'll see if O'Connor can answer back.
Ryan Villasenor's kick shanked, no good, and the lead is but 3, 20-17 after another touchdown by Noah Logston. Don't forget, after Thursday Night Lights, keep it right here to tune into the Connors on CWSA.
So you're going to have O'Connor followed by the Connors?
There you go.
That's what we call very nice programming. Continuity. Gotta like it. Gotta like what 2 has done so far in this ball game too, with big assists from the fellas up front. Brennan Williams, Colin Graff, Christopher Valenzuela, Alex Ortega, and Izzy Gutierrez. Don, they got 2 guys returning from last year. Of course, Valenzuela is one of their captains, but they're really high on Big 71 too. Izzy Gutierrez, just a sophomore. So, these guys have really found themselves up front here, especially after that first quarter. Really doing a nice job helping to give Noah Logston some space, and you do that, Noah Logston knows what to do with the rest of what he's afforded.
And good news is Brandon Martinez is back onto the field for the O'Connor Panthers to return this kick, along with Riley Eason. As for the first time tonight, O'Connor finds themselves on the short end of this 20-17 score. 8:26 to go. A fun game here tonight, as we knew it would be, to kick off our 16th anniversary season of Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights. Straightaway kick's going to get to the goal line, and Martinez thought about it. Takes a knee inside the end zone, so that's a touchback, and here we go. Let's see if David Molesky's offense can generate something here in the third quarter. Jumped out to that 17-0 lead, and then all of a sudden Brandeis has thrown up 20 straight.
Yeah, it's been a remarkable turnaround. They just kind of settled in. I mean, Kemi telling Matt Roy they may have been a little overwhelmed by the size of this crowd and the energy here in week 1, and David Wesky's team coming in and smacking them down right away, but they've settled in nicely, and right now it's their ball game to win.
You go to Martinez on first down, and he picks up 3 or 4. Ball came out at the end of the play. It's recovered by Brandeis, and the officials are pointing it as Brandeis football.
Yeah, I didn't see anybody blow it dead, but it's pretty loud in here, so we shall see.
He was struggling towards the ground, and it came out, and it was recovered by big number 89, Robert Spears, the junior. And sure enough, it's Brandeis football, and just a tough turn of events for O'Connor here in the second half. And all of a sudden, the Broncos looking to pad the lead.
Yeah, you know, we were thinking about doing a hair segment this year because we talk so often about it, or I know I do. Robert Spears, that's elite level flow.
Here's Pepito firing on first down, completing to Pender. And he's inside the Central Med red zone.
Well, you can't say enough about what this Brandeis defense has done to help its offense here tonight, right? I mean, come out here and create these turnovers like they have, and they flip this script pretty quickly.
So it's a new set of downs for the Broncos inside the red zone. Pepito keeping it all the way, breaking it across the 10 down to about the 5. A nice gain on first down. All the momentum now riding with the Broncos.
Just death by 1,000 paper cuts right now with this little inside game that Brandeis has got working. And you know, the quick feet of both Noah Logston and Trey Pepito, really lethal in small spaces.
He's got Logston in the backfield, Pender to his left, Baker to the top of the screen to the right. Instead, he hands to Logston. He just won't be denied his 3rd touchdown of the game. Right, Noah Logston, right up the gut. That kid loves contact, and he just won't go down.
We're just going right up the gut. Again, those big fellas up front plowing the way, and then Noah Logston, you can tell this guy likes contact.
Yeah, and on all 3 of his touchdown runs, he had to break some serious contact and keep his feet. It's 27-17, 27 straight by the Brandeis Broncos. Logston's averaging 15.5 yards a carry. Let's go down to the sidelines and Matt Roy.
All right, guys, just a quick update on senior Ian McKinnon, number 91, over on Brandeis. He did get evaluated, spoke to his mom. They took his helmet away. He does appear out for this contest.
Yeah, it looked like he got his bell rung. Is the easiest way to say it. I think Chuck, when you made that observation of the O'Connor coach saying run out here, I think it was because he knew he was asleep. Didn't last long, but yeah, he may have been concussed. Taking a look at our Monarch trophies, we're going to give those away at the end of the game. Our thanks to Monarch Trophy. They've been with us from the very beginning. If you have needs for your business, sports teams, whatever the award you need, they've got it at Monarch Trophy right there at 3443777.
Well, that is a big blow for Brandeis here in this ball game. We'll hope for the best for McKinnon because, man, that guy is one heck of a football player. And you know, Don, he was a basketball player first. I mean, you can just see the talent that he has on the football field, too. I mean, he's something special, and hopefully he bounces back quickly from what it was that got him tonight.
All right, so O'Connor has been punched repeatedly here in this second half. They've seen a 17-point lead wilt away and now find themselves down by 10. Can they rekindle that magic that they found in the first quarter when they punched the Broncos in the mouth. They hand it off to Martinez, who fumbled on his last carry, plunges ahead for 1.5 yards. Good interior defensive line play there again by the Broncos.
Definitely want to try to get 20 the football as often as you can, right? But Brandeis is making it awfully hard. I mean, look at how many dudes they've got in the box.
Garza. Conroy's got it. He's got a nice gain of about 4. It'll set up 3rd down and short. We'll have a chance to convert this, about 3rd and 3. Jake Garza getting the play call in from his OC, Derek Tesh. It's a handoff inside, bouncing it outside for the first down is a nice play by number 7, Marcus Fink.
You see Marcus Fink playing on both sides of the ball tonight too. So David Molesky utilizing this ball game in a lot of ways to see what guys can do, maybe in some different spots. Nice
Good
little run there, huh?
San Antonio Zoo first down for the Panthers. He'll go back to Fink, and he dances his way across the line of scrimmage for a gain of about 2.
Well, you gotta like his feet after watching him for 2 carries, right? It's gonna be a little quicker getting it upfield. Easy for me to say. I mean, look at the size of those Bronco defenders.
Giving Martinez a little bit of a rest here on this series. Doing a nice job. 2nd down and 8. Garza's going to throw it over into the flat. And good swarming defense by the Brandeis Broncos, who saw that one coming and got some help over there in the defensive backfield.
Ian Luna, Don, that wasn't even his guy. He had the inside guy and still got over there and made a play. Great job by him coming up from his safety spot. Of course, he's an all-district captain from a season ago and had 89 tackles, really looked the part. This dude, 7 sacks and 4 picks a year ago.
3rd down, we'll still call it 8. It's a draw to Martinez. Martinez popping it. And again, staying at home and making a nice tackle is Ian Luna. And Martinez going to limp off again, tapping his helmet. He wants out. Did you take a look at our smile cam? The O'Connor Panther cheerleaders having a good. Who's not having a good time out here tonight? No matter what the score is, it's a fun football game. 4th down though, in their own territory, might be a free play. Garza's going deep, going to be picked off, but I think that's going to be a 1st down for O'Connor because Dion Edwards, the defensive end for the Broncos, jumped into the neutral zone right as the ball was snapped. And that's going to be offsides and a 1st down for O'Connor. You can see him jump right there on the edge. It was a free play all the way.
Man, Dion coming off a great season a year ago, Don. He had 10 tackles for loss a season ago.
Yeah, he's one of the guys they talked about this week. Senior leader up there on the defensive end, very quick. So ball spotted right at midfield. And it's Martinez. It's on a reverse this time, and they're trying to get guys in space, and it's not going to happen for Riley Eason. Flying up, guess who? Ian Luna.
That's right, yeah. Ian, you come up and make a play, and some guy's blocking you, and he still did it. Check it out.
Ian Luna's a football player. All-district performer from a year ago, had 89 tackles, 7 sacks, 2 pick sixes, and a blocked punt last year as a junior. So this is not a surprise for Bronco fans. Inside is Martinez. He gets 1.5 yards.
Dion Edwards jamming that thing up and got a little help there too.
You know, this
From Javier Hernandez.
Bronco defense has really settled down since the first quarter.
Yeah, no doubt.
And they've got some really good athletes.
Size and speed too. I mean, just look at some of the Valley of the Giants we're looking at over here.
Tyler Romney's made great plays. Edwards, McKinnon, Luna, Darren Hall. Playmakers all over the field for this defensive unit. Garza fires over the middle. That's caught. Nice ball. Nice catch. And Luna makes a big hit, but able to hang on is that tight end who was so special in the first half, Zach Godby.
Yeah, Godby took a lick, but man, that's a man-sized catch in traffic. Go up and get one for your boys. He came right off the field, and you get a lot of attaboys in the locker or when they're in their film session next week. Well done.
San Antonio Zoo first down. Here's Martinez again. He can pop it. He's on his way inside the 30, inside the Central Med red zone. He points to first down, and maybe that'll provide a spark to the O'Connor offense as they try to get back in this football game.
Yeah, look how quick. Man, there wasn't much daylight there, and you'd never know it by the way 20 finds him.
Another San Antonio Zoo first down. And here he is again. A little bit of a bust there as the quarterback ran into him. He's still able to punch forward for positive yardage.
He's going to feel this game tonight at the end of this one. Javier Hernandez coming in and really laying the wood.
Substitution delay here. It's second down and 9. Give it right back to Martinez, right up the gut again. It's about another 2, but that's about it. Trying to run behind that big offensive line. And Connor has the size advantage there up front, but a lot of good quickness from the Bronco defense. And we've got a timeout on the field as we got an injury timeout. And this is a cramp all the way, as you can tell.
Yeah, big number 96, Lucas Wheeler, also in on the play on defense. That was just men against men standing each other up right there. Not a whole lot of daylight to try to do anything with the football, but it's a nice bounce back drive for O'Connor, who's getting a little rhythm now back into their offense. Let's see if they can take a shot right here on third down.
Third down and long. We'll call it 8. Here as they scrimmage from the 17-yard line. Trips to the left-hand side for Jake Garza. Looking left all the way, firing the slant over the middle. It's almost intercepted, went off the hands of the intended receiver, Mauricio Galvan, and right through the hands of Darren Hall.
This was a laser beam by Jake Garza, right on target, but almost caught and then almost picked.
All right, so it's fourth down after the illegal formation penalty was declined. So in this 10-point game, David Molesky will run out his #1 kicker in the state of Texas. He's already got a 39-yarder tonight, and he'll kick another one here from the right hash. Lane Rigby, 2-year varsity starter. And again, this is a kicker who should play big-time college football. Good snap, good hold. Kick is good as well, and we've got ourselves a one-possession game, 27-20, with only 1 second left here in the third quarter. Man, it's really a luxury in the high school level when you have a kicker like that.
No doubt, and seems like O'Connor just can't catch a break, right? One of their best players, Zach Godby, still on the sideline trying to shake off what happened to him on that last series. And, I guess at the end of this, at least you got 3 points. Make this a one-score game. What a fantastic way to start the TNL season, right, Don? I mean, we got 2 really incredibly gifted teams, well-coached. I mean, think how good these guys are going to be mid-season when they get this thing ramped up.
All right, they took us to the end of the quarter. It'll be the fourth quarter when we come back. Here we go, Brandeis and O'Connor, a one-score game, fourth quarter action, straight ahead. Welcome back. We promised you a great atmosphere for tonight's game. We didn't know that it was going to be a great game in the scoreboard, but it is. It's 27-20, a one-possession game, as the hottest rivalry in town kicking off TNL, and it has lived up to the hype. Packed house, 2 good teams, and both doing very well for the first game of the season. Pretty clean game. Started out all in O'Connor's favor. Brandeis came back and scored 27 straight. And the Panthers answer there at the end of the third. So it's a touchdown lead for Brandeis as we kick off the fourth quarter. Rigby's kick is going to be into the end zone, and we go down to Matt Roy, who's having some fun at this atmosphere. Matthew.
Well, guys, we've told you about the rivalry all game long, obviously. Fans are about it. These schools are separated by just 4 miles, so you guys know a lot of people on the other sideline.
Yes, we do. We know everyone.
They all going to middle school with you?
Yeah, they're all our middle school friends, but tonight they're our rival.
So what is the win? What would a win against this team mean?
Oh, everything. It's the biggest rivalry we've had for years.
Well, you guys are 7 points away and 12 minutes away from a win. We need a loud cheer right now. Let's hear it. Give us your best cheer.
OC! You know! OC! You know! OC! You know!
All right. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Matt. Here's an inside handoff. Logson's had a big day. And he gets about 8 on that carry. Nice open field tackle by Maldonado, who's come on here in the second half, Jeremy Maldonado, to have a nice game for the O'Connor defense. Sets up second and short. Pepito will keep his own this time by himself and scurries to the outside, gets the corner, gets out of bounds, and he's got a first down. And we've got more cramping going on as exhausted players from both sides are down, and that's Nick Martinez again, and that's not an injury, but boy, does it, few things hurt more. Chuck, you and I know that the older we get, when you wake up in the middle of the night with that baseball being stuffed into your calf muscle.
Yeah, roger that. You got a Brandeis guy down too. So, Don, this has been a fantastic ball game. It gives us a chance to kind of laud both of these coaches for what they've been able to do in a short period of time. I mean, first off, Coach Molesky, he's got a new defensive coordinator and a new offensive coordinator this year. We talked about his numbers being down and the challenges he's trying to overcome, a lot of the injuries that they had last year and the newness to a lot of the guys that he has on the field. And then you got Kimmy Lewis on the other side, gets to Brandeis late. And, we talked to him and he said a lot of this felt like drinking water from a fire hose. And he's such a great communicator and such a friendly guy. He really is good with team building. He said the biggest thing that he wanted to achieve early was get in front of as many of these players and their parents as humanly possible to try to build some connections as quickly as he could, given the time parameters. He said he didn't have much of a summer, obviously, and it was hard trying to chase a lot of these kids down. They're in camps, they're on vacation, but let's not forget, Kimmy Lewis is 7 years removed from being the 5A state coach of the year. I mean, this guy legitimately a solid coach, and talking about his short time here at Brandeis already, says it's his dream job. I mean, he's got great players, great parents, great organization, and he's got his team looking pretty good here in game one as they come up with a big play there on the O'Connor side.
Yep, it's going to be 2nd and a mile as Ethan Davila made a great play for the O'Connor defense. Just a sophomore. And so it's 2nd and 19 for Kimmy Lewis's Broncos, and his backup quarterback, Matthew McLennan, in here at this time goes to Logston. Logston breaks free again. Logston just won't go down easy, and he picks up about half of it back. It'll be 3rd down and fairly manageable considering it was 2nd and 19.
Right? Just keep giving it to him, and again, it's just plowing the road there in the middle of the field.
McLennan throws the slant. That was almost picked off as there was a little bit of a miscommunication on the route. So it'll be 4th down. They're right at that questionable area of the field whether you go for it or not. And there's some discussion going on the sidelines, and now Lewis is more comfortable in a one-score game of not giving O'Connor great field position there, so they'll punt it away.
Yeah, and I think this is probably the right move, although with both of these coaches, you never know when the next trick gadget play is hanging around. But, you've got a 7-point game. You've got the lead. It's 4th and 5. Your defense has played really well past the first quarter. Make O'Connor go down and see if they can tie this thing and make them have as much of the field as possible to have to then go do it.
So here's Nate Green to punt it away. Good kick. Angling towards the sideline, and it's out of bounds right around the 25-yard line. They'll spot it about the 30. He keeps walking up 31-yard line, and that's where O'Connor will have it in business when we come back, down 27-20. Welcome back. Time for our San Antonio Ready to Work third quarter highlights. It was the Brandeis Broncos getting back in this football game with turnovers. Luna with an interception. That led to a Noah Logston touchdown, his 3rd of the game. And they had a fumble from Martinez of O'Connor, and that led to another score. And that's how Brandeis took the lead. Here's Logston. We've got ourselves a player of the game nominee. O'Connor trying to get back in it. And it's a completion on 1st down as Jake Garza goes to his favorite target, Riley Eason. And that's a good gain on 1st down here for O'Connor. Picks up about 5. They'll be 2nd and 5 from their own 35.
We got Brandon Martinez, number 20, on the stationary bike on the sideline. So hopefully he can come back in this ball game because they're going to need him.
Some pickle juice for that young man. Inside handoff as Dion Edwards doesn't want to come out.
Possession, 3rd down, 6 yards.
3rd down and 6. Martinez tries to work out that cramp. Boy, they need him on the field right now. Big play right here. Straight drop, looking, has nothing. Now he's trying to make something out of it. Will fire across the middle into double coverage, and good job trying to make a play, but just nothing there. So I was looking for Evan Balboa, the sophomore. And they'll have to punt it away, and they've got one of the best, Lane Rigby, will kick it away deep. And Luna will be back to receive it.
All I know is if Robert Spears of Brandeis wasn't wreaking havoc in that backfield, they probably would have been able to complete that pass.
Short kick, and Luna will let it bounce, and it takes an O'Connor roll and will bounce inside the 30 down to the 25-yard line of Brandeis. The Broncos will have it there with the lead, 27-20, and 9:04 to play here on Thursday Night Lights. Welcome back to the O'Connor Pep Rally this morning, going strong. We're there every week on Thursday Night Lights, and you can tell the kids had the school spirit, and so did the communities as they packed in here like sardines tonight. It's kind of thinned out a little bit since, but man, what a great atmosphere. That ball goes across the 30-yard line. Noah Logston's had a big night.
He certainly has.
Anything can happen, though, with 8:42. And we'll see what happens. Still a lot of football to be played here.
Yeah, if you're Brandeis, you're really comfortable with these handoffs to Noah Logston. Let him do his thing. You know, the goal here now is to eat clock and then see if you can go down and get some points.
Here's Logston again up the middle and fighting for a first down. Countywide Service Company first down as he moves the chains.
Again, just what they're doing up front is just ridiculous at this point. Valenzuela and Ortega and Graff right there. Guard, center guard, left to right.
Winning the line of scrimmage here in the second half. On first down, a little pump fake to Logston and a completed out to Pinder on the outside. Pinder's had a nice night. On the other side of Jalen Baker, he's got 2 targets on the outside that are both explosive players.
Look at how much room they're giving Baker down here at the bottom.
They're going to look his way, and he just took his eyes off.
You know, he was thinking touchdown, Don, the second he lined up outside.
Had a couple of drops tonight where he was just, his head was in front of his body. But an outstanding young player. Sets up third down and 6. And for O'Connor, more beneficially, stop the clock. Got a chance to get off the field here.
I'm looking for 12 all the way here. Now they're going to try to jam him.
Instead, they go to Logston, and he's not going to go anywhere. It's going to be 4th and 6 at the same part of the field. And Kimmy Lewis doesn't even think about it. He runs his punt team on. O'Connor's going to get the football back with about 7 minutes to go and a chance to tie it up if they can get something going offensively.
Yeah, Zoran Thornhill, 15 for O'Connor, came down and jammed Baker up. Brandeis decided to stick it on the ground and kill clock and then kick it away.
Riley Eason back to receive the punt from the foot of Nate Green, who gets it off, gets a nice punt up. The fair catch called for and taken at the 30-yard line. So here we go. Down a score. Can O'Connor drive 70 and tie this thing up? We got 6.5 minutes when we come back. Welcome back. It's our ACNowSA.com collision of the game. And it was big Ian McKinnon. Later, he went out. But on this play, he was delivering the damage. Ian McKeon with our collision of the game. O'Connor fans trying to get energized. Only a couple of series left if they're lucky. Jake Garza trying to lead this team 70 yards down the field for the tying score in this great rivalry of a football game. Brandeis and O'Connor. It's 1st and 10. And here's the handoff inside. It's not Martinez breaking it outside. Is the backup. And a nice run there by Marcus Fink.
I like the way this Marcus Fink plays football, Don. I mean, this guy obviously came over from the defensive side because they need a playmaker right now with 20 on the sideline. I mean, this dude's really fast, really quick, and Saw right there, really tough, man. Sprang back up after he got drilled by 3 guys out there on the sideline.
So it's 2nd down and 4. And a good start to this drive on the 6-yard carry. It's a nice fake by Garza. They may want a little 15-yarder. Molesky's asking for it, not going to get it, so it's still going to be a 1st down.
I think Jake Garza wants to win a football game.
But there was some extracurricular there that wasn't called. Nice tough play by Jake Garza. Countywide Service Company 1st down. And O'Connor's inspired here. 5:49 to go, new set of downs. Near midfield, it's Fink. Right up the middle, he's got space. Fink for a good 9. Right at the stick. Maybe yards short. It'll be 2nd down and 1.
And again, you see, Molesky just doing his magic, right? He's going to get the ball to his best player at this point, see if he can make something happen. And right now, Fink is equal to the task. Look at this guy coming in and giving his team a spark.
Second down and 1. Garza trying to bait the Bronco defense. Now goes back under center. Had a touchdown earlier on a sneak. Maybe tries to sneak it here for 1st down. Instead, he goes to Fink, and boy, Fink changes direction nicely. And watch him push the pile forward for not only the 1st down, but 5 or 6 more.
Churning and burning. Just put him on your back and go, kid. Nice.
Big guys up front. Talked about Walker, 77, 325 pounds.
Yeah, Stotler, Hernandez, Yanez, Dukes and Walker on the outside. Nice job, fellas, on this drive.
Now under 5 minutes. Play action. Garza going to the outside, being chased. Gets the 30, gets the 27. He has to come out a snap. Lost his helmet. So Jace Heiser will come in for at least 1 play.
Lost another piece of equipment, one of the Brandeis guys. That's Carlos Garcia. Wow, staying after it. Big guy showing some speed.
All right, so here's Heiser, just a sophomore, in for this snap, and there was a little miscommunication, and they'll blow it dead.
Flight on the play.
It's the kind of stuff that happens when the backup comes in. Now, not sure it counts as a play, but either way, Garza's going to come back in.
Possession, 1st down, 15 yards to go at the Broncos 32.
Just the cadence can throw you off if you've been listening to the one guy all game long. So it's 1st down and 15 with 3:45 to go on the potential game-tying drive. Garza will keep across the 30. Gets that 5 yards back. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
And as we watch what's going on the sideline too with Brandon Martinez, he's slipping around. I'm not so sure he had a cramp on that last one. He had some cramps coming out of the locker room, but O'Connor doing a nice job finding ways to fill in for their dude.
2nd and 9. Garza's thinking run. He does. Gets back to the line of scrimmage. That's going to be about it. It's going to be 3rd down and long here. And it's definitely 2-down territory for the Panthers. 3rd down, we'll call it 8 with 2:35 to go. Again, you got 2 plays to get 8 yards, and there's not going to be any panic with Jake Garza or for David Molesky. If they want to run, they want to throw it. Garza, pressure, coming from behind. That ball was batted down, and it's going to come down to one play. 4th down and 8.
Jake Garza doing a really nice job setting up the defenders right here. Kicks it outside. Thinks he's got a man, but rejected at the line of scrimmage. Great job there. Watching the quarterback's eyes was Carlos Garcia.
All right, so it all comes down to this. 4th down and 8 for Jake Garcia. He's got his favorite target, Riley Eason, at the top of your screen. So been successful with Zach Godby across the middle, the big tight end. And he's been nicked up here. Garza running for his life. Gets behind the line of scrimmage, goes to the end zone, up for grabs, and that ball is incomplete. May have been picked off late. We're going to call it incomplete. Ball hit the ground, but doesn't matter. It's going to be Brandeis ball, and they'll be able to run out the clock here with 2 minutes to go.
Well, Jake Garza doing a magnificent job extending this play, throws back across his body, hoping to hit a home run there at the end.
Oh, it might have been caught. I think he got it. Doesn't matter. It's going to come out to the 20 no matter what, but we want to give him credit. And we're back in 15 seconds.
Do you know a San Antonio teen in 7th to 12th grade looking for ways to get involved in the community? They can apply to be a Project Worth Teen Ambassador today. For more information, visit our website or call 210-207-8850.
So the Brandeis Broncos will look to run out the clock here as they go to Logston up the middle for some tough yards. And David Molesky has all 3 timeouts. And he'll burn one of them right here.
Yeah, it's opening night, Don. We've talked about the amount of dings that David Molesky's team has already suffered. I mean, this was the bugaboo that got them last year. They were down 8 starters by week 3, and they only got one of those guys back. So you hope that at the end of this, you know, they're able to survive some of these bumps and bruises that they picked up here tonight, because that's the one thing about playing a rivalry game to open things up, right? You got guys selling out. Not that they wouldn't sell out, obviously, week to week, but it's just an extra ramp up when you're talking about having a game like this in week 1. The whole district slated in front of you.
Well, you can see the strategy playing out right in front of you. Kimmy Lewis looked at his guys and said, 1 first down, fellas. That's all we need. And on the other side of the ball, David Molesky knows if with 3 timeouts or 2 left now, if you can get stops and burn and use those timeouts, you can stop the clock and get the football back for maybe one more series with about a minute to go. If you can stop Noah Logston, who has been, quite honestly, our player of the game tonight, I would think. And he is a tough hoss to bring down. So we'll see. It'll come down to a run game. It'll come down to Logston, who gets that first down, and that should do it.
Noah Logston on the carry, stopped by Jonah Moreno.
What a luxury to have this guy as a running back, right? I'm already thinking one play ahead. It's like, man, if they stop him here, would Kimmy put the ball up on 3rd down? When you got guys like 12 on the outside, I would, but you don't have to worry about it because Noah Logston's handling his business tonight.
They've got 17 seconds to snap it. You would think they would run it all the way down, and Molesky kind of waving the white flag here by knowing that the math just doesn't add up now. Uh-oh. That might change after that play. And they'll blow it dead. He'll take timeout number 2. But it's still 2nd down.
Yeah, there was some confusion on the offensive line on that play, and that really cost him some yards. Yeah, and the nemesis, though, is the clock.
They still got 1 left.
What a ball game. And the way that O'Connor plays special teams, do you want to be punting the ball here? Not me, man.
I'm no mathematician, but it seems like there's a chance they could get it back with about 20 seconds to go.
This is super fascinating. How Kimmy's going to have to pair it. Because, yeah, you get a first down, you win the ball game, but it is second and some distance. Yeah, it looks like it's about 2nd and 17, so I don't know.
Stop it one more time after 2nd down.
Right.
Then you wouldn't be able to stop it after 3rd down. It would run about 40 seconds. So by the time you kick it away, about 18, 20 seconds to go if you're O'Connor and you're lucky. Here's Logston running into traffic. Gillespie will use his 3rd right here. And we're back in 15 seconds.
On the carry, stopped by Zach Chernus.
Hey San Antonio teens! Are you looking for ways to share your voice, creativity, and ideas on ways to positively impact the community? Become a Project Worth Teen Ambassador. For more information, visit our website or call 210-207-8850.
So it'll be 3rd down and 12 for the Broncos, and it's all just clock management now, strategy, and you know they're not going to put it up. They're going to hand it off to most likely Logston. You don't want to throw the ball and have an incompletion, stop the clock with 1:07 when you can run the football and then not snap it on 4th down and let the play clock run down another 30 seconds or so. What a great game for week 1 of Thursday Night Lights. As always, we appreciate everybody who puts this one on, including our producer extraordinaire, Chris Cockfus, Brian Watts and his whole crew in the truck, all the photogs and people who bring this to you. They do a great job.
Indeed they do, and let's hope this is the start of what we're going to see week to week. I can't wait for next week, but man, this is a heck of an opener.
Possession, 32-36.
3rd and 12. And Logston gets about 6. And they'll start the play clock at 40. So 17 seconds.
Yep.
The math wasn't too bad after all. I said 18 to 20. It's going to be about 17.
Now what do? You run around, run it out of the back of the end zone?
Well, no, you call timeout with
1
on the clock, and then I think you just have to punt it away.
I'm telling you, dude, I'm not punting the ball with these O'Connor Panthers and the way they play special teams. No way am I doing that.
Well, you can't run around for 17 seconds.
No, you can't, but you can run around for a little bit and run out to the back of the end zone, and maybe they don't come after you. I would do anything but punt the ball right here. Kimmy's a lot better coach than I am. Let's see what he does.
You got to get the ball to the other end of the field, even if it's a quick kick or something.
If this wasn't week 1, where you maybe had a chance to work on some extra things and, play specifically designed for end of game, and not saying that they haven't, because they probably have, but man, this is slicing and dicing at your finest right here in terms of how you have to go about this.
You might be, if you're really worried about another block punt, you might just run Logston again. He might get 5 yards, and then they would have to go 45 yards in 17 seconds.
I would actually feel more comfortable doing that than lining up to punt and having one of those speedy O'Connor dudes slip through and get a mid on a ball. Then you're really going to have some problems. And we've seen it here tonight already.
Well, but that was Martinez, and he's out of the game. He's the quickest guy out there, and he's just, I don't think he's a threat right now.
Yeah, 30's made a play too on
yeah.
special teams.
All right, well, they're gonna go against you, Chuck.
Well,
it would appear.
He knows his squad better than me.
It would
just
appear.
saying.
But look there's Logston lined up as the blocking back. You could snap it to him. They get it away. It's a squib. And with 16 seconds, Eason's down the sidelines and out of bounds with 10 seconds to go. There is a flag that might be at the end of this. And either it's coming back, it does look like it's coming back of where it's thrown.
Dude, I'm telling you, my throat, I'm having to pull my heart out of my chest right now. This is the one team, Don, you don't want to be messing with on special teams.
Oh, that's going to kill them, though. They're going to back it up 15.
It does.
And it's time for our Living Way play of the night. Ian Luna's had a big night for the Bronco defense. His interception early in the game, or early in their comeback, rather, helped spark the comeback. And Ian Luna making a play. He made a lot of them tonight, but that one right there is our Living Way Church play of the game. Maybe a snap, maybe two left. Max for the O'Connor Panthers here. And let's see if they got any hook and ladders or anything special.
Seven's got to touch the football.
Garza throws, and it's incomplete. It was a hook and ladder going to Eason, had it developed, but it didn't. Ball was dropped, and so it's down to one snap for the O'Connor Panthers.
And Seven's not even in the ball game, so it's not going to him. Let's see what they got. What a ball game. We were on the last play of the game with a chance to really, really see something special.
Brandeis will take a timeout. They're just going to put everybody back. That gives us time to don't forget to vote for our Christus Children's Band Grant. You can scan the QR code there. Or go to the cw35.com/station/contests. And remember, the band grant is based on votes, and all year long we'll get a chance to vote for the bands all season long, and the band that gets the most votes gets the $5,000.
It's SpongeBob on the big board.
The ultimate
never gets old.
Prevent defense here. Drop 5 way back off the line of scrimmage, and here's the last play of the game. And again, it's a little hook and ladder, but Easton doesn't have anywhere to go down the sideline, and that'll do it. The Brandeis Broncos spot O'Connor 17 points, and they give Kimmy Lewis the Gatorade bath, I think it was water, for his first W as coach of the Brandeis program. They storm back, score 27 straight, and end up with the W in this great rivalry. When we come back, we'll hand out the hardware, our Monarch trophies, to the player of the game and to Coach Kimmy Lewis and the victorious Brandeis Broncos. Our final score, 27-20.
Tonight's broadcast of Thursday Night Lights is sponsored by Taco Cabana, The Gomez Law Firm, Beluga Air, Centro Med, Enroll SA, San Antonio Sports, Valero, San Antonio Zoo, County-Wide Service Company, Christus Children's, ACNowSA.com, Rhino Roofers, San Antonio Ready to Work, Air and Plumbing today. Living Way Church. San Antonio Metropolitan Health District. Premier Pros. IBEW. Vietnam Army Grunt Museum. And Monarch Trophy Studio. Welcome to the Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights post-game show, presented by the Gomez Law Firm.
Welcome back. The Brandeis Broncos victorious 27-20. Chuck, all night long you talked about the size of those Brandeis football players. Trust me, none is bigger than our Matt Roy, who is a mountain of a man, who is down there.
No, those kids are all taking a knee.
Hey, let's not make this about me here, all right? Let's make this about this successful winning football team, the Brandeis Broncos. 1-0 to start the year, and I know it's important because 1-0 against their rival. Let's hear it against O'Connor. Let's hear it one more time. All right, I want to call up the player of the game right now. I need to trade you trophies here, Noah. Noah Logsdon, player of the game. I'm going to trade you. I'll take this one out of your way. All right, we got 14 rushes, 143 yards, 3 touchdowns. But honestly, there was a lot of candidates. There was plays being made all over the field. It was one of the more wild first halves I've ever seen. So, Noah, I got to ask, when you guys go down 17-0, what was the mindset to come all the way back and end up winning this thing?
I mean, it ain't nothing we ever done before. We've been down in plenty of games. Played Marshall last year. We've been down. We came back second half. It's just what we do. It's the Bronco way.
Obviously, Coach Molesky does a lot of special teams antics. I'll just say it that way. How was this moment like for you? Playing against your rival, playing the first game of the season, playing under the lights in TNL. What was this whole thing like?
It's a blessing and a dream, man. Ever since we was kids, we were sitting in the stands, 7th grade, and now we're here now, man. It's what we do. We love it.
Congratulations, Coach. Let me get you up here. Congratulations, Noah. All right. Actually, sorry, one more thing, Coach. I forgot my most important thing. Mason, come up here real quick. You're going to the zoo, my man. We got 4 tickets to the zoo for you from our friends at the San Antonio Zoo. That belongs to you now, plus the player of the game. Thank you, Mason. I apologize. I just got caught up in the moment. Now, Coach, come here. We have a slightly damp Coach Lewis here. Coach, what was the Gatorade bath like for you?
Man, it was cold, unexpected, but it was cold. But you know what? I love my team, and I love this effort that they gave. And we came back with the second half and just dominated. It felt good in the moment. It's been hot outside, so it felt really good today.
Did it feel even better that it was against the rival? And welcome to the rivalry.
Oh, yeah. So it's my first win as a head coach. Kudos to my guys right here, man. They wanted this win for me and our community. We did it today.
How does this kind of set you to go forth for the rest of the season, the last 9 games?
Well, it shows that we started slow in the first half. We came back and been resilient. So it's just kudos to our guys for understanding, like, you got to play 4 quarters, and that's what we did today.
They had us in the first half, not going to lie. Second half, though, belongs to the Brandeis Broncos, and so does this trophy. Here we go.
All right, week 1 is in the books. Brandeis, the victors in this big rivalry. We'll wrap it up when we come back here to Ferris Stadium.
All right, Noah Logsdon, you're our TNL player of the game. What are you going to do now?
We'll go to the zoo, man.
Oh, yeah.
All right, congratulations, Noah. The final score, 27-20. Brandeis over O'Connor in a game that lived up to all the billing and more, with it being the hottest rivalry in town. Finally, it's our San Antonio Ready to Work game highlights. As we told you earlier, it was all O'Connor early as Martinez and company had some special teams play that sparked them to go up front 17-0, including that onside kick that was masterfully perfected. Garza went in for a touchdown. That made it 14-0. And then, Chuck, it was just a deluge of Brandeis Broncos after that. 27 straight points.
Yeah, and Logsdon, a lot of his runs, if not all of them, seem to come right up the gut. I mean, they really did a nice job pairing open some holes, and then you don't have to give this guy a whole lot. And Pepito obviously is another guy too. Happy to see how well he's moving coming back from that nasty hip injury. But a lot of this stuff was just dirty yard, touchdown. You see O'Connor, no quitting these guys as you knew that they wouldn't. Had a chance to tie the game, one possession prior to the last possession, but in a desperate situation, had to throw it up for grabs and couldn't come down with the football on their side.
Next week, a very improved Burbank Bulldogs football program goes to Converse to meet the Veterans Memorial Patriots at Rutledge Stadium. That's week 2 of Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights. For our producer extraordinaire, Chris Kotlas, our director, Brian Watts, and his whole crew, and our executive producer, Dean Radla. For Chuck McKinnick, Nikki Six, Funky Cole Medina, the statistician up here in the booth, Matt Roy, and a cast of thousands. We'll see you next week on Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights. So long, everybody.